Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video. Wow, there's a lot to talk about here. This is going to be a hell of an intro, so let me just open immediately by saying this. To anyone who's watching this video off in the future, maybe you didn't catch it when it's live, check out the chapter timestamps on the track bar at the bottom, because there's going to be a hell of an intro, really, really long, and if you're of a, let's say, zoomer inclination, and you just want to get to the gameplay straight away, you're welcome to do that. Check the track bar. But there's a huge amount of things I want to talk about, so I'm just going to do that, and I'll just assume that you guys skip ahead if you find it boring or whatever. So yeah, welcome everybody. I'm very excited about this. This is going to be absolutely insane, I think. Welcome to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, the original game. A game that doesn't exist anymore, a dead game. Now, one little thing I should probably point out here is I did just record this a second ago, and my mic channel wasn't set up right. I do have my mic. I could see that it was picking up my voice, but it wasn't actually being broadcast out, so the video kind of went in the bin. So I kind of already did this intro. This one's never going to be as good as the original one. It's never going to be as good, and nobody heard it except me. Believe it or not, that happens a lot with this, and it's kind of really handy to do this video live and have people tell me while it's going on. I've had stuff before, guys, where I'll do like a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour recording session, get to the point of dumping it into the editing software, and then realizing that there's no audio commentary track, and you're just screwed at that point. You have to redo the whole thing. It's so demotivating. So yeah, anyway, if there's some references to that in the live chat, then that's basically what just happened there. So what is this? Well, if you guys have been following my channel, you'll know at the moment I'm doing a project to play through Final Fantasy XIV. I actually was doing this about 2 years ago, but 2 years ago I skipped a bunch of the opening stuff, the stuff that I felt was kind of boring. This year, though, I've gone back, and so what I did, so it's currently December 2nd. What I did over October and November was I played through all of A Realm Reborn. Now, if you, dear viewer, bought Final Fantasy XIV today, if you installed it, if you got a subscription fee, or you tried the free trial or whatever, and you turned it on, you would be playing 2.0. You'd be playing this thing called A Realm Reborn. It's its own game, and then it has expansions and so on. That is what exists right now. That is what Square Enix offer service for. That's the game. What you might not know, though I think a lot of people probably do know this fact, what you might not know is that A Realm Reborn, also known as 2.0, is not the original incarnation of Final Fantasy XIV. The original incarnation came out in 2010. It existed for 2 years, and then got shit-canned, basically. The servers got turned off, everyone's characters went away, the game was removed. Now, why was the game removed? Because it was terrible. Alright, now let's just be clear about this. It was a really rubbish game. It disrespected your time. It was, like, jankily coded. The netcode was a complete mess. Like, the UI was hooked into latency, so if you were lagging a little bit, then your UI and stuff would lag. There were a million issues with it. It was incredibly grindy. It was basically just a tweaked version of Square Enix's previous MMO, FF11, from the mid-2000s. And you know, it wasn't very inspired, and it was panned. It was a complete failure. And so they tried to salvage it by bringing a new team in. The new team did a few patches, but realized they couldn't do anything about it, so they turned the game off. So what's interesting though is when they rebuilt the game into A Realm Reborn, it's the same world, it's the same story, it's the same characters, and they're not even you might have thought they'd do it as like a totally fresh start, but they don't. They have all these constant callbacks back to 1.0 and events in history that some people missed now. And indeed, that's me. You know, 1.0 turned off a decade ago, and I missed it. I saw that the original game got review bombed. When they rebuilt it for 2.0, I didn't have any trust it would be any better, so I didn't play it. I only got into this game a couple of years ago. And so I've always been really interested in 1.0. I'm interested in it just from, and I think a lot of people are like this, just because it's kind of like dead media now, you know? It's this old thing. I love this, you know, idea of books and films and radio shows and stuff that are just missing now or are just gone. In fact, you guys might not know this, but on my channel for a long time I was very close. One of the ways I wanted to broaden out and from doing just Guild Wars content was I wanted to look at basically old dead games that get cancelled in development, games that release but go away, games that you just can't really find very easily. If you remember, I did these videos called the Guild Wars 2 Graveyard, I was always planning to then do a Guild Wars 1 Graveyard series, old cut features from Guild Wars 1, and then I was just going to broaden out into other games. I was going to cover stuff like Wildstar. I was going to cover this. So it's really weird now, years later, to be like, oh, yeah, this is the thing, yeah, and I'm, you know, really quite genuinely passionate about it. Not just as a Final Fantasy XIV fan, but just to, you know, experience this piece of history. So, yeah, the servers are gone, so you might be wondering what the hell is this Let's Play. Well, it's going to be weird, all right? Thank you very much for the donation there. Thank you, Arenanet. You've been loving all the VODs of the playthrough? Oh my god, I didn't realise you've been watching those. Thank you very much. Yeah, and to anyone who watches this after it's come out, if you guys leave comments and stuff, I will be watching them. I will be reading them. So yeah, how's this going to work? It's going to be weird. Even I fully don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how long this video even is necessarily going to be. I'll just take it from the top. So one thing I want to do is cover this game to experience the story, and therefore I'll enjoy it more when I get to Endwalker, which is kind of the big grand finale expansion I've still never played, and it's kind of what I'm building to. And I think Endwalker apparently has a shit ton of references to this, which hopefully will be very cool to see. So my plan for this for a long time was I was just going to watch videos of it. See, back when this was still out 10 years ago, and you know, it's over a decade ago, right? But and it's funny when you read about 1.0 online, people talk about it like it's ancient history, like they've forgotten, like people don't know what the hell's going on. A huge amount of the current Final Fantasy XIV player base, they're people who didn't experience this, or if they did experience it, they couldn't hack the grind and they didn't play it for very long because it was just a bad game, right? So it's treated as this like ancient relic thing, you know, it's all this mysterious information about that nobody even really remembers. But it's so weird for me because I also think, you know, it was only 10 years ago, and if I think about what I was doing here on YouTube and I was covering, you know, what was say going on Guild Wars 2 side, it doesn't actually seem that old to me. It seems like I could rattle off all kinds of details about launch Guild Wars 2 for you guys, and I guess a part of that is because it's still been playable over all these years and it didn't go away. But so one thing I want to do is just experience the story, and you know, watching videos of the story and basically being a React Andy is fine, really. If you think about, like, if you've watched my 2.0 playlist, and for anyone who's kind of into this game or interested in this game, I would recommend you watch that first. I know that chronologically this takes place first, but this is going to be very dry and sober and a lot of just kind of discussion and media analysis, really, more than just playing a game. So it might be a bit impenetrable, you know, if you haven't watched, if you're not already into FF14 a little bit already. But anyway, if you think about that 2.0 playthrough, what am I doing there? You know, when you're watching a cutscene, you're just watching shit happen on screen and clicking to progress text. It's basically just, you know, it may as well be a video. It's nice that it's my character, it's Macon or it's Tremor, you know, and I control the pace and stuff. But you know, if I just downloaded videos of all the old cutscenes and watched them and provided commentary and said, there you go, that's not too dissimilar to a normal Let's Play. Not really. And you can do that. And so, in fact, for the longest time, that's what this playlist was going to be. That's what this series was going to be. There is a website. I feel terrible. I forgot its name. A guy is if you go to Google and you type FF14 1.0 cutscenes or something, there's a guy who is hosting his own website, which is an archive of his characters playing through this game. Just the cutscenes, not all the stuff in between, not the grind or anything like that. So, but it's just the cutscenes. But so he's hosting those for you to watch. I know I shot him some emails about a month ago now, and I said, hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah. Can I have your permission, please, to download these, provide commentary on it? I would love to do that. And he said, yeah. Just send me a link when you do so. And that was my plan. I was thinking, you know, in fact, the whole year, guys, really, I've just been planning. That's what I was going to do for my 1.0 coverage, just for my own interest. But that changed about 2 weeks ago now, where I was thinking to myself, I was looking at videos, basically, and looking at random snapshots of gameplay, and I was thinking to myself, this actually looks really cool. I want to get in there and play it. I want to experience the UI. I want the client. I want, you know, rather than watching a video and pausing the video footage over and over, what if I could actually control the cutscenes themselves? I became really interested in actually playing it. And so you kind of can. Right. So that leads me on to private servers. And this is just a whole mess of tech and, you know, even here we've got dead, broken things. There have been private servers for FF14. You need to own a legitimate copy of 1.0. Like I say, it's a different game. It's its own distinct product on its own engine. You need to own your own thing. You can buy it on eBay. You need to get FF14. Then you also need to be able to patch it. So what we're playing is the latest patch, the final patch before it went away. So you need to find a way to patch it. Patching it is a pain in the ass. There used to be like servers from Square Enix that would, you know, deliver the files to you, but those have died as of like literally last month. They've died. So half the tutorials you follow on how to set this up don't work. The only way I got this to work was finding a YouTube video guide, reading in the comments people saying they were having a problem, and in the comments someone had uploaded like the patches to another hosting site so you could download them, and then there was a whole technique for injecting the patch in properly and getting it to go. So you need the patched base game for yourself. And you might say, well, that's enough. But if you double click it, guys, if you did that, and any of you could do that, it would just crash straight away. Why? Because there's no server. Square Enix don't have anything to provide for you. So you have to provide your own servers. Now, for years, there was a project where there was like a public private server you could join for FF14. And, you know, you made an account with these guys, and you logged in and you played it. So there are like various launches you can get and stuff that were all based on that, but all that project's dead now as well. So the only way to do this really is you have to run your own server, but it's not just one server. So you got to install various like tools for C++ and some database tools. There's a few different things you got to get. And it's not just one server. You've got to host like 4 servers on your PC, which is what I'm doing right now. You've got to host like a login server, a character server, a world server, and maybe it's only 3. I think it's those. But you've got to set all these up, have them how you want them, and then when you boot the game, and then you can patch the launcher to run your loopback address 127.0.0.1, and basically you can get in. Okay, right. So I do have a private server, and that's what I'll be playing on. So now, look, we can watch the videos and we can see the cutscenes, but we can actually get in-game, and that's what you're looking at right now, this boring background where we've just got the music. This is the actual login screen for FF14 1.0. I'm playing December 2nd, 2024, over a decade after it went away. And I think it's amazing. I genuinely, look, I really love, like, even just mousing over these and hearing like what the UI sounded like, because it's all totally different. Or like, you know, we can click the credits here, and you know, all the sound effects and stuff are different. I don't even know how many videos really show the credits off, to be honest, of 1.0. If you watch my playthrough of 2.0, you will have seen the like they do credits at the end of the base game and then at the end of the patch series and stuff as well. Of course, if you actually played 1.0, you'll be in the credits. You know, your name is actually there in the credits, which is kind of cool. Not so here. This is obviously the original team here. These guys kind of get shit-talked massively. I don't know what they're up to or what they're doing now, because didn't all these guys basically get shown the door when they went in to make 2.0? Oh god, see, now I've got a problem. I don't know what I talked about on this iteration of the video versus the other iteration of the video when my microphone wasn't working. Did I just mention No Clip? I haven't watched the No Clip documentary. People always recommend it to me over and over and over again. I haven't watched it. But what we will do is we will look at a bit of detail about that in a second, because I'm gonna throw you guys some wiki info up. But yeah, so now we can actually get in game, and we can see the UI. We can do full character creator. We can experience a lot of stuff. Now this is patch 1.23b. It's the final patch, and unfortunately what that means, guys, is certain things have already been removed from the game. So at actual launch of 1.0, there was like this companion system. I don't think that that's in here, because that got removed in one of the interim patches over those 2 years. I love this music, man. It's like Minecraft music or something, you know? So they got removed at some point. You know, and like just weird stuff like the Ifrit fight got added. It's very strange. But basically, this is in the middle of the Dalamud patch series as well. So I can actually run commands to move the moon in the sky. Like, we'll actually see the moon crashing down. It's going to be very, very cool. As long as I know all the commands and stuff, which I don't right now, which is where things get a bit complicated. So last thing to note about these private servers and these projects that people have ran is the entire thing is done just through guesswork and reverse engineering. And people basically just have to write the servers themselves. They have to code it for themselves. They have to guess how things worked, and they have to do it entirely bespoke. It's not like someone broke into Square Enix and there was a big leak and the private servers came off or whatever. You know, like that big Game Freak leak that happened recently. So what's probably on your mind is how much of this is playable? Not much. Very little, in fact. So you can input commands to do things. So classically, the way people describe this is they say, oh, you can just wander around the world and explore, and that's it. And largely that's true, but you can type commands, guys, to spawn mobs. What the actual servers would have done is it would have had data for, okay, we spawn this enemy here, this is what respawns are like, this is what drop rates are like, this is the skills that they use. Like, all that stuff is server-side, obviously. And people don't know what that was, really, so they just can't, it's just guesswork. So it's very incomplete. You can, so one thing people say is, can you do combat? You can do combat. And hopefully I'll show some of that off in this playlist. But you, like, have to spawn in the enemy, you have to spawn your own weapons and gear and stuff. You have to do a lot of it on your own. It's not really playable in that sense. But what I will note as well, and this is very cool. Okay, so this is quite tricky for me to set up. When I was originally setting up, I was getting errors. So then I tried another method of setting it up, like a quick start method, which had the same errors, which I then troubleshooted and figured out. But so basically, I've ended up with a quick start thing. For this episode here, episode 0, we're kind of on like a very basic thing. I don't have much going on with my server. Very, very, very little. However, I will note, about 12 months ago, there's like a fork of a fork of a fork. Some guy has like a GitHub repo where he hosts a really good server where you can actually he doesn't host a server, sorry, but you can get from his GitHub a configuration, let's say, where a lot of shit works, where you can basically play the game. I've seen a video on YouTube where a guy's basically saying, here's the Limsa Laminsa story. So one thing to know about 1.0 is kind of a big famous thing about FF14 these days is how long it is, right? It just goes on and on and on, very, very long, lots of experience, lots to enjoy. 1.0, you might think, was also very long. It's actually not. It's quite short. All those videos that I might end up doing React Andy content to, they're not that long. It's kind of quick. So that's actually a blessing in a disguise, though, because it means relatively speaking, not to admonish the efforts that people go into here, but or diminish, I should say, the efforts that people go into. But it's actually doable to make the main story playable. So for now, I don't have that set up, but my ambition is over tomorrow. These streams are going to be daily, by the way, because I'm trying to rush for the Path of Exile 2 launch. There's so much going on at the moment. They're going to be daily. What I'm going to try to do tomorrow is set up the bigger, more badass version of this. So for this, episode 1, I just kind of want to give you guys an overview of the game, get in, look at the UI, do a bit of a tour of the world, do character creation. There's a lot of stuff we can do here. But I think we might actually be able to play stuff, genuinely, like with the NPCs and their dialogue and all of that, which is just so cool. So anyway, that's my hope. Second case scenario, we'll just trigger commands to watch cutscenes. Worst case scenario, I thankfully have permission from this kind person online to commentate over their videos. So no matter what happens in this playthrough, we will be experiencing the 1.0 story. We'll get that juicy Endwalker stuff, and yeah, should be all good. So yeah, with all of that said, hello to everyone in the live chat. We're kind of back-ish to where I was earlier. And the microphone's on. That's very good. Yay. So I want to show you guys just a couple of images here as well that I've grabbed just to sort of get us in the mood, into the vibe here for 1.0. So a bit of context here. Oh, that's funny. The transforms have already set. That's very weird. So this is... I showed you guys this if you watched my... That's not right. Transform, fit to screen. There we go. If you saw my 2.0 playlist, I threw this up. This is all of FF14 as far as I'm recording it right now. No doubt time marches ever on, and at some point someone will be watching this video and there'll be another thing after Dawn Trail there. But it's just Dawn Trail for now. And I showed you that second box of Realm Reborn. Well, this time we're actually back at the very start. We're at 1.0. Which kind of had a very different brand to it, and you know, felt very interesting. So here I got some screenshots. This is the box, and what I found quite interesting about this is the art on the disc. This screenshot, this is like the key art for FF14's launch. I don't even know what I'm really looking at there. Do you guys know what that is? Who is that character? What is that like ghostly spiritual apparition encircling the character? I mean, really, that's just wild to me. But anyway, that was what was printed on the disc. I thought this was quite interesting as well, the box. And you can look at, like, the system requirements. So they're recommending, you know, Windows XP, this is supported on. Windows Vista. Windows 7 is on there. I'm actually, for what it's worth, recording this on Windows 11. Windows 11 adds a bunch of complications. Oh, here's the end of the credits, by the way. Maybe? Yeah, Windows 11 adds a bunch of complications. Another complication as well is... if you have too many CPU cores, it just instantly crashes the game. Even if you have everything perfectly set up, it will just straight away crash. So you have to like reduce the affinity and throttle back some of the CPU cores to even get this thing to play. This is amazing, by the way. This credits reminds me a bit of some of the X credits. Well, there you go. So that's the credits. Yeah, I think my first GeForce card was like a 960. This is recommending the 9600 series. And then over on the AMD side, the Radeon 2990 is recommended, but only 2 gigahertz CPU. But yeah, so I also want to show off this real quickly. A lot of people confuse this with 1.0. This is actually technically not 1.0. This is not what we'll be seeing in game. This is concept art, really. It's a conceptual piece for how the UI would work for A Realm Reborn. And it's kind of a mix of the 2 games, which is quite interesting. I always thought this looked really gorgeous. And I wanted to get add-ons to set up right. But then, of course, here's an actual screenshot of 1.0. You got the airships in the sky, because like the Guardians are going to be attacking. And obviously the most prominent UI we have there is next to his nameplate is the Grand Company he's in. I'm not sure I'll be in any Grand Companies here, because I don't know whether I've really got any of that set up here with this server. But yeah, okay, so the other thing I want to do with the intro here, guys, is I want to just give you guys some basic details about the game just before we go in. Oh, I'll show you the opening movie here. So if you watched my 2.0 stuff, you saw I actually showed you this already. We've got quit, start, credits. Start is amazing, by the way. You get this pop-up here. All right, let me just be clear. 1,000 things could go wrong here. I've never actually clicked yes to this. So the game might crash again, or it might not work again, okay? Just to be clear, that's why this is kind of an episode 0. But, you know, I made an account, like, yeah, a part of setting this up, you've got to, like, create your own mini account, you know, with your own little email address and your own name, and it's wild. So this is my first time login, so you get this bit of UI. I don't really know how many people show this off, because while they're troubleshooting and testing things, they probably skip past it. But you get this message. It says, a word to our players, the first time you click in to log in. Exploring Eorzea is a thrilling experience. During your time here, you'll be able to talk, join, and adventure with many other individuals in an experience that is unique to online games. That being said, we have no desire to see your real life suffer as a consequence. Please do not forget your family, your friends, your school, or your work. Do you wish to continue? Yes or no? So, in chat there, someone says, oh yeah, 11 had this message too. Yeah, this, guy, this is wild, isn't it? But basically, this is born out of controversy with FFXIV, the previous MMO, where, you know, it had been so addicting and so engrossing to people for its time. Particularly over in Japan, you know, you got these crazy stories of people like passing out in internet cafes because they haven't eaten or drank. You know, they've just been sitting there, just glued in, playing and playing and playing. And you just all kinds of wild stories. People peeing in bottles and stuff, as you joke about with raids and stuff. But it was quite hardcore, as far as I understand. I never played FF11, but it was a big thing. There was a lot of controversy about it, so they ended up putting this warning message in. And it was something that they were cognizant of with FF14 as well, which is kind of funny, actually, knowing now, in retrospect, that 14 1.0 was very disrespectful of your time and was very slow and very grindy and very tedious. But yeah, they put this warning message here. So yeah, when I was setting this up, I got this warning message, and I thought, well, I want people to read this. So I've only ever clicked no, which is quite ironic, I guess. So hopefully when I click start, we get into Character Creator and it all works. Oh, by the way, as well, this video is 1080p right now. I'm only doing this first one as 1080p because I don't know whether the UI will break or get too janky or too small or whatever. Once I can get in game and tweak it a bit more, I might bump it up, and we'll see the other episodes on 2K at least. Because, like, you know, that's the magic, isn't it? We get to play this old game, but with modern sensibilities. But I don't know whether it will work that well. I've maxed out the graphics. This is absolute ultra settings, as good as it can look. I don't have reshade or anything on it, though. I haven't gone that far. What I will say is I'm just a little bit... I don't know how laggy it will be. So, just to be clear, famously, FF14 1.0, a lot of people think looks better than 2.0. It's slower. There's more animations in the movement. You know, you get a lot more detail out of the little moments, and even the environment as well. People say the lighting and the shading, everything, it looks better. They really downgraded it with the engine change moving into 2.0. So we'll enjoy, hopefully, some good-looking stuff here. And that's all good, and I've got a good, powerful PC, and hopefully that works well, with the exception that I had to throttle it back, or it would instantly crash, so I don't know. I can confirm, though, that the opening movie works, though. So let's watch this, and then I want to give you guys just a little bit of detail about the game from Wikipedia. and we'll get in and we'll start playing it. Yeah, the animations are way better, says Crano. I read that all the time. And I think it's because apparently it's a lot slower, you know? Exploring Eorzea is a thrilling experience, those liars. Well, they will have believed it, you know. Anyway, here we go. So, if you watch my 2.0 playthrough, you will have seen this. Let's watch it again. Of course, in the modern game, you get to pick now from a lot of these. Because every expansion gets its own CGI cutscene. The audio is there, it's just very quiet, guys. I'm going to turn it up, but it might blow our ears off. Oh my god, it's actually really juddery. I wonder if the actual, like, .bic file or whatever that it's running here is a higher quality or has higher bitrate or something than what came packaged with 2.0. You might think that sounds crazy, but stuff like that happens, you know? Like, they'll end up just re-downloading. Here you go, the very young Warrior of Light. Clean shaven. Oh, he said very well. Oh, what's going on, though? I don't really hear them. There's no music either. There's sound effects, but where's the music?
How long must we wait? I grow weary of the company.
The feeling, my dear, is mutual.
It's very quiet. I've got it as loud as I can,
What
guys.
do we have here? No job is too daunting as long as the coin is good.
Bah, you'd sell your own mother if the coin was good.
My father, too. Now quiet down and help me decide.
I've no particular preference.
And why does that not surprise me?
Choose as you will, Midlander.
This beast
Our
in a
fate.
frenzy the likes I've never seen.
Look out! He's right on top of us!
Yeah, this is a reference to the Lev Quest stuff. Absolutely, yeah. I wonder if this is tweaked in any way. Dude, I love the tongue, like the tentacle looking tongue with a hole in it. We were using that ability in our 2.0 playthrough, weren't we? I mean, it didn't look that cool. Yeah, it never set them on fire, that's true. I think elemental damage and stuff is in this. TP is in it. All the old mechanics will be back, right? Like, 'cause even within 2.0, if you think about it, the game's changed so much. I don't remember this bit. Did we watch this before? I thought it just cut back to him at the table. Oh, no, no, no. We did. This is the battle over Silvertier Lakes. Silvertier Skies, I guess. I think you next see these airship things in Stormblood. What a badass. This is so cool, like the machines versus dragons stuff. You hate the airships, they look dumb. They're creative to me. I'd rather see them than the same general airship design we've seen a million times before. Yeah, 12 does have something like that, yeah. The Atomos. So one thing I'm really concerned about is how much, not concerned about, interested in, is how much is this Midgardsormr stuff actually a part of the story we're about to play. So here's the primals coming out. You'll notice Ifrit, for example, there is in this cutscene, but he wasn't added to the game until like a patch well after launch.
Look who's returned from his reverie.
So nice of you to join us again.
I love that thing with his shaking hand. Also, that Makote is so creepy.
Well, don't keep us in suspense.
This one. We'll start with this one.
Ah, he speaks.
Can we go now?
I like the little hardware cursor that you get in this game as well.
Let us give the bard something to sing of.
Well, there you go. Makote were really sexual in 1.0, were they? Why is that your response to me saying she's creepy? Right, okay. So, yeah, one final thing I want to do before we click start and we make a character here, and we feast on the old UI and stuff, is I want to read through some Wikipedia stuff about the game, just to give you guys a bit of a down low on some generic details about it, some of the stories. So there is a big documentary, the No Clip documentary. Whenever I talk about FF14 1.0, people always go on to me about it. Always encourage me to try and watch it. I still haven't seen it, guys, no. And I'm not going to do like a react video to it, but if you are interested in this stuff, apparently it's really amazing. Nonetheless, you do get some cool details here. So let's run through real quick just the basics of what was going on here. So FF14 was a 2010 MMO developed by Square Enix. It was the original version of the 14th entry in the main FF series. It was the second MMO. Let's turn that down a little bit there. It was the second MMO after 11. It was set in the fantasy realm of Eorzea. And you notice how they're using past tense constantly here, because, again, it's gone. Players took control of a customized avatar that explored the land and were caught up in an invasion by the hostile Garlean Empire and the threat of the Primals, the deities of the land's beastmen tribes. Eventually, they were embroiled in a plot by the Garlean Legatus to destroy all the Primals by bringing one of the planet's moons down on Eorzea, and that's hopefully what we'll be playing. 14 had been in development since 2005 under the codename Rapture. So they started this in 2005, by the way. How old was 11 at that point? That's ages ago. I can't believe that they started that early. It was announced in 2009 for PlayStation 3. It ran on the Crystal Tools middleware engine. So that's the FF13 engine, which just was not appropriate for an MMO and caused so many headaches. It was adjusted to suit the game's specifications. During dev time, the team carried over multiple aesthetic elements from 11, while attempting to create something that's still on its own. Yeah, like a lot of the races in this game, it's all very 11-esque. It's very 11-11-11. Due to several factors, the development was beset by problems that would have drastic effects. Attempts to bring it to the 360 fell through due to disagreements with Microsoft about Xbox Live. So it never did come to Xbox, right? Isn't it just now coming to Xbox? Isn't that a thing that's happening? After the alpha test and a delayed beta, the game went live on September 30th, 2010, remaining active until November 11th, 2011. So that's 2 years. It's easy to forget this, right? But 2 years. It's quite a long time. And again, the amount of information loss that has occurred around that, despite the fact that people could actively play it for 2 years, is wild to me. At launch, the game was met with a negative response. While the graphics and music were praised, and indeed to this day, that's what people praise about this, other aspects were unanimously panned, including the gameplay, the interface, the general impression of the game being unfinished. Critic and fan backlash caused Square to suspend the sub fees, indefinitely postpone the PS3 version, and replace the development team leadership, with Naki brought in as producer and Yoshida... producer and director. Yoshida decided to make marginal improvements before the game's shutdown, ultimately replacing it with a new version, initially subtitled A Realm Reborn, which received favourable reception. So yeah, I never played this when it first came out. I just saw the horrendous reviews. I didn't trust the new incarnation, and I basically just didn't go from there. Let me close that so this is bigger for me. There we go. So what do they say about the gameplay? There's so many cool nuggets in this, guys, really. 14 was an MMO in which the player controlled an avatar. Each race had 2 tribes. That's still true, obviously. All but allowed for a selection of male and female characters. The avatar could have their eye in... blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Character customization. The game's opening varied depending on which starting location was chosen. 2 types of quests were available. You have the story quests. That's what I'll be covering here. And they unlock as you accumulate XP. And you also get leave quests. The leave quests were the side quests accessed through the Adventurers Guild. And that's like it for the content. It was spam leaves to get XP to level up to go back to the main story. And you can see here why the main story is so short by comparison. You can also see why they put so much effort in with 2.0 to really bulk it out. Leaves were broken into multiple types, gathering or combat. Leaves are associated with NPCs. Yeah, I think, I don't know who, but I think leave quests, isn't, Thancred a leave quest guy? Isn't Minfilia, a leave quest character? Is that the thing? As the player completes leaves, they gain favor with 3 factions, unlock new abilities from them. Wow, can we do that? With rewards only coming from the NPCs within the faction who issued the quest. Gaining favor also unlocks a new type of leave called faction leaves, which depleted my faction but my favor when completed. Compared to 11... we'll learn about this stuff as best we can, I think. Where party-based gameplay is at the front all the time. 14 was more solo-oriented. There was no auto-attack. Each action needed manual input while an enemy was targeted. That's like how Guild Wars is, really. I mean, we kind of have an auto, but... I mean, each action used up stamina. Through defeating monsters, crafting items, completing quests, you get XP. Blah, blah, blah. Under the armory system, a character's weapon determines your class. We know this from the base game. So, yeah, there you go. What else does it say at the bottom there? So, the original boss were based on the classic FF jobs. We'll see what those are as we go through. Synopsis, the setting. The story of 14 was in a high fantasy setting. The main location's Eorzea, geopolitical region on the larger planet Hydaelyn. This contrasts 11, which uses one name to refer to the entire world and its regions. Eorzea is broken into 3 powers: the Forest Nation of Gridania, the desert-based Uldar Sultanate, and the Thalassocracy of Limsa. We're going to start in Limsa, I think, by the way. Other important locations include the scholarly city-state of Sharlayan and Garlean Empire. But again, those actually weren't in 1.0, right? You can do a lot of stuff here. You can explore all of Silvertear Lake and stuff. Because this is an actual big open world, guys. It's an actual open world with no loading screens and stuff. So it feels very different to explore. And obviously, when we go to Kurthis, it's not going to be snowy at all. It's going to be green and grassy. There's so much stuff to see. But I don't think Sharlayan was there. But it was there in the lore from the very start. So the player character is a customizable adventurer. Yeah, that's not so interesting. What we got here? That's the plot. Beginning in one of Eorzea's 3 main city-states, the player awakens to the Echo, a power granting them the ability to see the past. Adventurers are initially involved in conflicts within the nations provoked by Garleans, led by the Garlean legators Gaius van Baelsar. Wait, is this... I thought it was all about Nail in the first one. And the Beastman's attempts to hoard crystals and summon their primals. Eventually, a greater threat is brought to the attention of the nations by the Sharlayan scholar Louis Soir Levier. Another Garlean legatus named Nail is using arcane magic and technology to summon Dalamud, the planet's second moon, down onto Eorzea to purge the Beastmen and Primals, whom the Garleans hate as violent pagans. With the aid of the Garlean defector Sid, the adventurers discover that Nail has set up a beacon for summoning Dalamud into the new fortress of Castrum Novum. While each nation makes individual attempts to storm the fortress, they are repelled. Faced with this, their leaders form a pact and unite the 8 nations. So the story, again, as I explained in my 2.0 playlist, it's split into 2 halves. You've got the base release shit, which everyone didn't really like and is quite short, and then the Dalamud patches. Now united, the adventurers will storm the Castrum, and you have the Cartano stuff. I won't go into too much of this because we'll see it, obviously. Development. Planning began in 2005, 4 years before it was officially announced. At the time, it was named Rapture. While it had been decided within the company that MMOs would be mainline entries rather than spin-offs, the team was... Because remember, this is a big thing. This is a huge series, and they're all single-player games except 11 and 14, so it is a big decision. So it had been decided it would be a mainline entry, but the team was worried the final product would be too radical for the main numbered series. The main staff included multiple developers who had worked on previous entries. Blah, 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 just a bunch of names here. The game's logo, blah, blah, blah. The game's story, primarily written by Sato, was based on a central narrative complemented by side stories. The setting and gameplay were decided upon before they were brought on board, with the result that she needed to consult the rest of the team when she wished to use one of Eorzea's main locations in a certain way. The story's main conflict was to be among the 5 main races of Eorzea and the Beastmen, with the Garlean Empire acting as a third force. The placement of the Garlean Empire to the northeast was not meant to simulate a real-world location, but naturally ended up there as the map of Hydaelyn was created. The game's logo, blah blah blah. There you go. For his... Oh god, do we want to read all of this? This was all... When I was skimming this before, it was all a lot more interesting. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Obviously, you guys could go to Wiki yourselves and read this. The game's cutscenes were drafted, blah, blah, blah. Let's just read the reception bit. That's where it's going to be juicy, isn't it? Reception, here we go. During its debut week in Japan, the Collector's Edition reached number 2. Oh, yeah, by the way, anyone who owns a Collector's Edition of 14 1.0, that's got to be a real item there. In the UK chart, and it's funny, because I remember even in 2010 being so cynical that Collector's Editions would get just cash grabs. But now I look back at, like, the Halo 3 Legendary Edition with the skull and stuff. Not the skull, the helmet. Or like the Oblivion Collector's Edition with the real Septim. Those things are all so exciting to me now. All it takes is a little bit of time to pass, you know? So it reached number 2 in the charts when it released. People were excited about this thing. They gave it a shot, right? It only came behind... Wait, Civ 5 was already out at that point? In the UK, it debuted at number 10. This was the same year Halo Reach came out. That's wild. But by November, it had sold 603,000 copies. The game received generally unfavorable reviews at release, garnering a score of 49 out of 100 by Metacritic. Computer and Video Games said, Eorzea is a beautiful world with a huge potential for vast adventures, but it's just a shame that this first voyage into it is such a misstep. One Up said, playing FF14 is like playing with a toy stuck in a plastic bag. It can be fun for a while, and you can get the general idea, but you can't appreciate the full experience. Stating that future updates would likely rectify this issue. IGN said that much of the premise of the combat system and depth of the crafting mechanics are drowned, unfortunately, under a sea of interface and performance issues that hinder the experience at nearly every step. Further stating that while patches might improve the experience, its state at the time of the review made it not a world worth visiting. GameSpot, in addition to warning players away from the game, said that FF14 is a notable entry to the genre, but only for what it lacks. Game Trailers was particularly critical, saying that it had been released before it was finished, calling it a broken, incomplete mess. PC Gamer called the game a... And by the way, you know, you read comments like that online all the time. Like, nerds will go onto Reddit and they'll say that about anything, right? But these are, you know, these are actual reviewers that are making a living. They're wordsmiths, right? Or should be, you know? They, you know, they have to consider things like access journalism and, they, you know... It's carefully considered what they say. So if someone calls it a broken, incomplete mess, you know, that's quite polemic. PC Gamer called the game a shallow, slow, grind-heavy MMO, crippled by a horrible interface and nonsensical player limitations. GameSpy was again highly critical, saying that barring a complete overhaul of the UI the combat, the player interaction mechanics, the progress system, and the layout of the world itself, FF14 is unlikely to ever be fun. Eurogamer said that while the game would appeal to some players, they advised them to wait another 6 months before even thinking about it, because Square Enix has yet to get its head around its own players. Critics agreed that the game's graphics were good, and they enjoyed the score, with several praising the concepts behind the job and leveling systems. Alongside this, the unanimous criticism was laid at the gameplay pace, its convoluted UI interface, bugs and glitches, and the slow pace of the story. Uh-oh, we might experience that one here, guys, in this playthrough. It was generally seen as a great disappointment as both an MMO and a mainline entry to the Final Fantasy series. Later, as a part of an interview concerning the game's development, OneUp.com commented that subsequent patches and overhauled had turned the game into something more playable. And don't forget, we're playing that. We're 123B. Post-release, so nearly done here. The post-release of the release of the game sparked an immediate player backlash. In addition to its negative critical reception, some of the controversies were produced by the use of gameplay features unusual for the genre. The main complaint by players was the UI, followed by problems with performance and aspects of gameplay. The initial 30-day free trial was extended twice in order to allow players to experience the new development team's updates before committing. In December 2010, Tanaka and Komoto were removed from their posts as producer and director, with Tanaka taking full responsibility for the game's problems. See, I would love an interview with these guys, you know. The PS3 version was indefinitely delayed from its original March release date, with Square Enix saying it would not release the game on that platform until it fully met the quality standards suitable for FF. Subscriptions for the Windows version were also suspended indefinitely. See, I didn't even know that. You didn't even have to pay a sub. And if you got in on it, you'd have a permanently discounted sub in the modern game. The position of producer and director was taken over by Naoki, a staff member who had previously worked on Dragon Quest. Among these were other staff changes. Komoto was reassigned to become lead game designer. Yoshida's main priority was to make the game a playable experience after the poor launch. Through subsequent patches of the game, multiple graphical and gameplay improvements were made, among the most notable being the addition of a job system. So hold on, see, what I want is a private server of 1.0 at launch versus 1.0, 1.23b, right? Personal chocobos, a revamped battle system. Like, we're playing all this with the revamped battle system. Greater custom. There's also, by the way, there's a mount in this, like a Gaboo mount or something. I don't know if anyone in the comments or the live chat wants to illuminate me on this. But basically it was like, you had to do something very special. You could get a Gaboo mount, and you can take it through into 2.0 now. It's like a rare thing. It's like the tattoos or whatever. Also, I learned, I tweeted about this today. If you follow me on Blue Sky, I tweeted this today. You get a unique intro cutscene as well, where Louis Suarez actually speaks to you in 2.0 if you played this, which is also mad to me. So Yoshida also introduced the forums in order to obtain player feedback. Now that's crazy to me as well. Guild Wars had a bit of a thing like that. GW1 never had its own official forums, and it used fan sites. And then with Guild Wars 2, they added actual forums. Stated interacting with and growing closer to the community would be a high priority. During this period, 14 and 11 were taken offline. Oh my god, 11 was taken offline to help with energy conservation in the aftermath of the earthquakes in 2011. Oh my god. You know, no matter what media I'm into, if it's Japan related, there's nearly always a story about those earthquakes and what they did. They went back online 1 week later as other means were found to reduce their energy usage that didn't involve their online services. Is that because of the tsunamis and the nuclear plants, right? So they lost power? That's crazy. The developers also received messages from Japanese players that they were using the game to communicate with their friends and relatives, while landline and cell service was still unavailable. Due to the earthquake, a planned and partially developed boss battle with the Primal Titan was cut. And that's funny, isn't it? Oh my god, so wait, this happened and then... Was there more earthquakes in 2013? Or 2014 with the Leviathan fight? The team felt the players might be offended by the Primal and associate Beast Tribe links with the power of Earth in this context. They created a fight against Good King Mogulmog. This all sounds like 2.0 stuff. That is 2.0, isn't it? Surely. Is Wiki being weird and mixing stories from both? And here's them finally taken offline. The team could not fully mend the game in its existing form, as its engine and server structure were already critically flawed. This meant that in order to save 14, the entire game needed to be rebuilt from the ground up. The decision to launch a new version as a reboot instead of a whole new title was driven by the need to regain player trust, which was felt could not be done by just scrapping 14. Yeah, like if they just made FF16 or whatever, 15 at the time, no one would have bought into it. The original story for 14 was changed to build up towards the end of the original game's life, with new boss battles being introduced leading to the final storyline. So I think I don't know. When I get this set up in its best form, I don't think boss battles are really a thing. We can spawn them, but I don't think we can actually fight them. The 7th Umbra area was used as a story-based reason for the radical changes coming to the game and its landscape. Yoshida came up with the idea to use a world-ending event after seeing a television program about a 2012 Doomsday Prophecy attributed to the Mayan calendar. In the run-up to this, reduced subscription fees were reintroduced, with special bonuses included for the eventual reboot of the game, and major server merges were carried out to ease the transition between versions of the game, a move which initially provoked negative reaction. Look at that. It was the right decision. I think with hindsight we can see that, but players at the time rallied against it. The final revision of the game was put out on November 1st. After a final in-game battle where all 14 players were invited, the servers were closed down on November 11th. That's weird, because that contradicts what I just learned about 1.23b. I heard it was in about a week before November 1st. And then it says Legacy. The flawed release and poor perception of the game had a heavy impact on them. The company reduced its projected income for the year by 90%. Holy fuck, that's all of Square Enix as well. At the 2011 Tokyo Game Show, WADA issued an official apology for the quality of the game, stating the FF brand had been greatly damaged. I mean, it was already damaged, though. People were talking shit about 12, they were talking shit about 10.2, they were talking shit about 13. They were talking shit about Versus 13, which wasn't manifesting. It was just a rocky time all round. The company and development team eventually decided to scrap the current version, rebuilding it. The rebooted version, initially titled FF14 2.0, began development in April. The rebooted version was released in 2013 with the subtitle of Realm Reborn, and it has been positively received by critics and players, reaching a registered player base of more than 22 million players by 2021. I wonder what that is now, by the way, post-Endwalker. Yoshida, commenting in a later interview, said that A Realm Reborn was just the first part of regaining trust, predicting that the process would take a long time. In 2019, there was an interview where he joked the idea of a Legacy 1.0 server in the vein of World of Warcraft Classic would be a nightmare. Everybody, welcome to the nightmare. Alright, here we go. Alright, please don't crash. If it crashes, alright, the episode's just over and I have more testing to do. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Do I wish to continue? I do. Don't crash, don't crash. I've read so many YouTube comments of people saying, I got this far and then it crashed. I got this far and then it crashed. I got this far and then it soft locked. Oh my god, we're in. Wow, the UI is... It feels a bit like 13, doesn't it? Oh my god, with the scan lines and stuff. Holy shit. Okay, select a character with which to log in. Oh, this is weird, isn't it? Oh, we get the emblem on the top right. This is a little bit like being able to play the Guild Wars 2 demo convention builds. I've always wanted to go back and play those. Okay, new. I'm amazed how different all the music is. It all feels so different, doesn't it? What the fuck? So what races do we have? How do I actually control this? Shit. Is it all mouse driven? Oh no, I do it over here. Oh, okay. I was trying to scroll left and right. Okay, what do we got? The higher. It's weird. He does not look like a character whose name begins with A. I guess would be a spoiler at this point. The Warrior of Light. The higher is said to have travelled to Eorzea from her surrounding continents and islands. Some 1,000 years ago, and 3 great migratory waves later, they are now the most populous of all the civilized races. They exhibit a relatively modest physique, both in height and build, and are known for their peculiarly short, rounded ears. Wait, does everyone else in general have pointy ears in this? It's not just an elven thing, or an Elezen thing? Higher are well suited for travelling long distances by foot, a trait thought to account for their swift proliferation. This is weird. In 2.0, you read this stuff and it doesn't mean anything. But here it might, right? There might be mechanics and stuff. Their espousal of an eclectic variety of languages and traditions is a legacy of their diverse heritage, as is their resulting lack of unified cultural identity. Then we have the Elezen. I like how there's so much space on the UI down here, like they were planning on extending it. In former times, the Elezen were the sole inhabitants of Eorzea, claiming dominion over her. Traditionally a nomadic people, the tall, slender... sorry, is the audio okay here? Let's turn this down ever so slightly. The big FF fanfare, as much as I love it. Elezen believed the realm to be theirs by divine right, a gift from the 12 themselves. Did they really? Unfortunately, this belief made the eventual appearance of the Higher in their multitudes akin to an invasion, and a long history of conflict ensued. Ultimately, the Elezen diverged into the two clans that exist today. The Wildwood Elezen took to the forests in their ongoing fight to protect their homeland against the encroaching Higher, while the Duskwhite Elezen withdrew to caves and subterranean, opting instead to avoid all contact with any but their own. And we still don't even really have that much about where the Duskwhite live, even to this day, right? Lalafell down here. A wee people! Sporting short, rotund bodies, the Lalafell appear as no more than children to the eyes of most. Many of these nimble little folk hail from the islands of the South Seas, where they practice a simple agricultural lifestyle. It was not until the opening of maritime trade routes that the gradual migration of Lalafell to Eorzea began. Now, one of the most well-established races in the realm, Lalafell can be found in great numbers in nearly every city. Though Lalafellan culture places great emphasis on blood relations, individuals are known for getting along amicably with members of all races. None of this is retconned, right, guys? This is all still legit, right? It's all... He's a wee lad, he peed his pants. The ancestors of the Makote made their way to Eorzea during the Age of Endless Frost, traversing the frozen seas in pursuit of the wildlife upon which they subsisted. Adaptation to hunting lifestyle has fashioned them with a keen sense of smell, powerful legs, and a tail which provides them with exceptional balance. Makote are known to be very territorial, and many individuals lead to solitary lifestyles, particularly the males. The few Makote who have made the transition to life in Eorzean society are predominantly female. Are they really now? Okay, guys, I'm going to do a poll. You guys who managed to make this video live, make my 1.0 character. Yeah? What race should we be? Higher... I'm so sorry for spelling these wrong, by the way. Higher, Elezen, Lalafell. There'll be a poll in a second here, guys. Oh, shit, I can only do 4 options. YouTube sucks, man. What the hell? Should we do it tournament style? Wait, no, what do I play? I already play Elezen, so let's not put Elezen in the running. Tremors and Elezen. Rogadin, spelled like that probably, and then Makote. Okay, guys, there you go. So pick a there's a poll. Vote on a. We'll make it together, everybody. Okay, Rogadin. Known for their brawny builds and piercing eyes, the Rogadin are the largest and most rugged of Eorzea's races. The majority of the realm's Rogadin belong to the Seawolf clan, a maritime people who earn their keep on or by the sea, be it as sailors, fishermen, or pirates. Comparatively fewer in number are the Hellsguard, who are known for their more earnest demeanours and can often be found working as bodyguards and smithies. Please vote correctly. Straw poll because 2012 vibes. Yeah, we could go to strawpoll.com. Yeah, apparently they only let me do 4 as a poll. That's the big problem with YouTube. They could absolutely destroy Twitch. All they have to do is copy some of the Twitch features, and there you go, they'd be good, but hey. Alright, so most people are voting Makote here. It's got over 50% of the vote. So, here we go, Makote. Oh my god, what was that noise? Oh god, wait, let me click previous. I want to hear that again. Also, I want to see what the UI does here. Even this feels a bit laggy and slow and strange, doesn't it? Right? Like, I clicked previous, and it was not snappy at all. Let's listen to that again, real carefully. Here we go. I'm going to turn up a bit. Oh my god, the donation from Sea Winter. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm finally done with my opening spiel here, guys, so I can look at the live chat a bit more. $20. Thanks for the fun stream. Here's a question. Have I ever done a cosplay? I haven't, no. Most I've done is dress up for Halloween. All right, ready, guys? Oh, it was different that time. She just clapped. I swear she did like a Super Mario Galaxy sounding thing. Okay, Seeker of the Sun or Keeper of the Moon? Start a poll. Sun or Moon, guys? So you guys can vote on that while I read the lore. I don't know whether this is identical to the 2.0 descriptions. The self-proclaimed Seekers of the Sun are the diurnal clan of the Makote race. Their preference for the warm light of day pervades all aspects of their culture, as is apparent in their devout reverence for Azuma, the Warden, goddess of the sun. They are perhaps best known for their striking eyes, the result of their vertically aligned pupils and faintly coloured irises. It is also not uncommon for their eyes to be disparately coloured from birth, a trait considered auspicious among their kind. The Seekers are widely regarded as quick-witted and prone to action, and many exhibit a tendency to bore easily. Do you know what? I just realised we shouldn't do a Makote, because Macon was a Makote. We should have picked one of the other ones, but whatever. The nocturnal among the Makote have dubbed themselves the Keepers of the Moon. Shying from the garish light of day, they revel in the shroud of night, with most offering their piety to Menfina, the lover, goddess of the moon. They are distinguishable from their diurnal cousins by their darker fur, larger ears, rounder eyes, and more pronounced canines, and longer, skinnier tails. The ritual application of war paint to the face is still regularly practiced, as it's believed the vivid colours grant lunar powers. The Keepers are known for their reticent and brooding personalities, but are also respected and sometimes feared for their tenacity. Okay, so Sun or Moon? Sun just about won out there. There you go, we got the sound effect there again. It's like Waluigi or something. Okay, so when do I pick if I'm a boy or not? Seeker of the Sun female. So we could be type 1, type 2, type 3, or type... Oh, you guys aren't going to vote on this one. I'm going to do type... What is the actual difference, though? Because I can customize other shit. Can't zoom in much, right? This has a weird vibe to it. Do you guys remember me playing Scarlet Blade years ago? It feels very much like mid-2000s MMO character creation. Just goes to show how ahead of the time Guild Wars was, by the way. Their character creation was fucking fantastic. Let's go here. Alright. So we pick... We don't have a slider for the height. We have a drop-down box. Weird. So we could be really short, or we could be really tall. Let's be one above average. Tall, one above average. Then we get our voices. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you guys hear that? There you go, indistinguishable, isn't it? Okay, skin tone, we get to pick like a This is like applying your makeup, isn't it, ladies? Let's do... These are like our swatches or whatever. There we go. Let's do skin tone 6. And then hair. Oh god, I just legitimately laughed there and I was insecure that I sounded like her again. Start 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, that one I get a headband. Can I customize the color of the headband? Oh, I can do my highlights. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Let's do like... I like this dark highlight. This one... No, not... Well, that's weird. Why is that highlight so... Oh, it's laggy. Oh my god, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I mouse over and it doesn't immediately show the hair highlight. It's laggy straight away. Is this a little bit of what I was talking about there? See, like, we go to pink. Look at how... I'm going to go from pink to black. Ready? Oh, that was pretty quick. I'm telling you, it was a bit laggy, though. I was wondering if I would experience the laggy UI and stuff, considering I'm hosting it right here on this PC. Alright, let's do that one, I guess. There's my hair. I do like all the UI sounds. Face. is probably having to communicate with the server every time I mouse around one of these. I mean, that's obscene. Okay, here are the faces we get. So this one we've got like the kitty like swipes on our face. Can barely see my eyebrows here. I mean, Jesus, do we need 6 types of eyebrows? I guess not everyone's got a fringe like us. Eye shape. Can't even really tell, and we can't zoom in on this. I mean, really, what is the difference between these eye shapes? I can't tell. I'm a bit face blind, but seriously, I don't know. 4 iris size. Oh look, we can do like we're high or something. Yeah, let's go the light. I don't think that's changing anything. I really feel like it's not changing anything. Eye color, is this changing? Oh, this is. Oh, the green looks good. I like that green. Can you do heterochromia on this? Oh, we are chromatic or whatever. Look, we've got one on, but I never picked that. Wait, do all Makote have that? Oh, no, I see. It's just this swatch here is 2 different colors. Oh, they're just flipped. It's just which eye is... Oh, I see. So all these last ones... all the last ones are... Oh, that one looks cool. One of them is like turquoise. But that's weird UI, isn't it? It doesn't really give me an indication that that's what's happening. Let's do that one there. Nose. Oh, well, I can see the nose is different. What was that really long one? The like really low one? 6? See, I can't turn her to... I'm not missing a button, am I? I don't think so. Mouth. Let's go thin lips. Let's go a nice weak jawline. What's the like chunkiest, most double chinny one they've got here? It's this one here, I think. There we go. Was that mouth that I was customizing there? No, that was when we went with... Oh, well, that's it then. Why is that called features and it's just changing my neck? Well, whatever. Okay, accept. So hair, face, characteristics. Characteristic 1. They're like... They're radial, like, checkboxes. But what's it doing? Oh! That's putting a scar on my nose. Characteristic 2. Is it just, like, ultra laggy? Where did it go? My hair's clipping into my neck a little bit there. Here, see, that's a scar there. Oh. Okay, one of them's putting, like, shit under my eyes. This is like playing Spot the Difference. Okay, characteristic 1 is the scar on the nose. No, I don't know. Well, look, we'll just load her up with characteristics. What is this? Oh, and we can change the colour of the paint. Okay. I can customize my tail. Ah, okay, move the camera for me. Oh, it's too subtle, isn't it? It's barely anything. So I want the thickest tail possible, really. Which I think is 3. And with the weird latency on it, it's kind of hard to tell. There you go. Alright, cool. Next. They're the same picture. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. We're picking a class now. You guys will be able to vote on this. Wait. You can start... Oh, I think I read this on Wiki. You can start as a crafter. But I think it just, like, breaks the game immediately. Isn't that a thing? Like, you can't do the combat. Someone... No, I didn't read this on Wiki. Somebody in my playlist from last month mentioned this. They said you could start the game as like a Disciple of the Land or Hand, and you just couldn't play. You'd open the first instance, you couldn't get through because you couldn't fight. That's mad. Surely that's not right. Well, I don't know whether any of that's actually doable right now anyway on this server. I guess the thing is, if I give you guys the chance to vote, you will pick one of those, won't you? Bastards. Well, what is life if not for experimenting? Am I right? So, will we go War, Magic, Land or Hand, guys? War, Magic, Land or hand? There's your poll, and I'll read them out as you guys vote. So, followers of this discipline devote themselves to the mastery. I love the idea of an MMO where you truly are locked into one of these, and just like the kind of gameplay you experience is very distinct, you know? I mean, maybe locking people in isn't necessary. I don't know, but I mean, it's just a big part of your identity to be a gatherer, but you can, I guess you can hit that fantasy in other ways. Whatever, anyway. It's just an interesting idea for character creation, isn't it? Followers of this discipline devote themselves to the mastery of weapons and the wars waged with them. Through rigorous physical training, they hone their minds and bodies into instruments of combat, ever ready to make a decisive contribution to the cycle of conflict which plagues Eorzea. The path of magic beckons to those with a restless desire to study and command sorcery in all its forms. Its adherents use artifacts and relics to call upon and channel forces within themselves and the aether around them, weaving their destructive and restorative spells in the service of Eorzea. So then we got land. The harvesters of nature's bounty utilize an array of tools in their work with all form of plants and minerals. Their trade encompasses knowledge of all of Hydaelyn's natural resources, be it a cultivated garden or the great outdoors. As a cornerstone, it's funny, the garden. I actually just logged into FF14 like 2 days ago, specifically to go back to my house so that I didn't lose it, because I still haven't set up a garden. It's over a decade later and I still don't have a garden. I still haven't grown my Thavnarian onions. As a cornerstone of Eorzea's economy, their impact on her inhabitants can hardly be overstated. Or the disciples of hand. For crafters, the art of synthesis is at the very core. Synthesis, that's such a big word for 13 too. Is at the very core of their way of life, driving their industry. I don't know, that's a complete coincidence, by the way. They employ a veritable arsenal of tools in working with everything from the most delicate of cloth to the most resilient metal. Through their labours, the traditions of Eorzea are kept alive and her culture preserved. And obviously this is changing our starting gear. Here we've got like a fishing hat on, and we've got like a tool belt. Here we've got like a saw slung around our waist, it looks like, maybe? Is that a saw? Here is a mage, we're wearing like a cloth, like an acolyte's cloth. And here we're like in, you know, leather. I like the little thing on our pouch there. This is obviously, this is different to the current character creator. Alright, it's close, but apparently war. People are saying war. Alright. 28%, so it's ludicrously close. Oh my god, right as I clicked it, it swapped to land. Well, it's too late, guys. It's too late. It said war while I was reading it. We can try it out later. Look, this is good. I'm just going to reiterate, this is going to be a weird playlist, alright? It might just be empty, wandering around a big, open, empty world a lot of the time if I can't set up this other stuff. So, yeah, we might have time for messing around with stuff like that. I'm only planning on doing a few videos in this playlist anyway. Don't forget, I am going to cap it off, though, with Coils, which is the epilogue to this story. Okay, so then we get to pick a class. This is 5 options, not 4. But because Tremor started as an archer, I guess I can do this. Here we go. Start a poll. So I'll let you guys vote on Gladiator, Marauder, Pugilist, or Lancer. Gladiator, Marauder, Pugilist. Type that wrong, sorry, whatever. Don't judge me. I'm typing fast. So there you go. So Gladiators. Specialised in the handling of all manner of one-handed blades, from daggers to longswords, be they single or double-edged, straight or curved. A defining characteristic of the guild is its emphasis on diverse combat tactics, training its members to bring their martial skills to bear in any situation. As such, there are practitioners who marry sword with shield, seeking to defend their fellow companions. Others opt for an empty offhand, choosing instead to focus entirely on their sword arm. In all instances, the ages-old art of the sword makes the gladiator a formidable adversary in any encounter. I don't know if this is changing our starting region again, by the way. In 2.0, the class you picked changes where you begin. And for what it's worth as well, I don't know what's going to happen when we go in if the story isn't hooked up. The Marauder is a combat specialist whose weapon of choice is the Great Axe, a fearsome arm emblematic of Eorzea's pirates. Their approach to battle is one of brute force, relying on strength and steel to crush enemies and sunder weapons. They are highly sought after for their ferocity and intimidating presence, and are often employed to hunt down monsters plaguing the land, or to turn the tide of battle between warring nations. Throwing axes such as the Francisca supplement the Marauder's arsenal, making them fearsome adversaries even at range. Now that's a really interesting description there, because I played Marauder in 2.0. We've played Gladiator as well, and so little of that seems relevant. All that shit about the throwing axes, I know you get Tomahawk, one ability, right? God, what are all the abilities like in this? Pugilist. The path of the pugilist is one of incessant training aimed at and by the way, there's no jobs, right? There's only the classes, so this is it, guys. You level this all the way to 50. I don't know how many traits there are, or like perks, or what the original skills are like. We'll be playing with TP and MP, I know that. Though they command formidable power when unarmed, they are wont to use metal, leather, and bone weaponry. This feels a bit like 12, you know, like the class you pick, check what licenses you get, what categories of weapons you have. Their preference for fighting at close quarters makes negotiating distances an absolute necessity. Many among them accomplish this by using throwing weapons, such as the chakram, to momentarily daze their enemies while they move in for the kill. Wow, because in the game now, there weren't any chakrams, right? Until the Dancer, and Dancer uses chakram. So, weird. You get lots of different weapons on the same class, is that right? The enduring popularity of the bow is a testament to its elegant design, but this simple weapon would be of little worth without the surpassing skill of those who master it, the archers. Projectile techniques such as high-angle fire enable archers to assail their foes with deadly precision, even at a great distance. Constant assessment of the battlefield enables them to carefully determine the most advantageous ground from which to loose, as well as the nature of the arrows best suited to their enemy. Together with the longbow, sentries of the Elezen military, the shortbow hunters among the Makote are widely regarded as most skilled with the bow. The guild's teachings cover a variety of projectile weapons, down to the simplest throwing rock. And the Lancer. The strategy of Lancers is to outrange and fluster opponents with their long, two-handed polearms, peppering them with a barrage of thrusting attacks. They're trained with a number of weapons, giving a diversity to their attacks that makes them extremely versatile combatants. In former times, the long spear saw the most widespread use due in part to the influence of the proud Lancer legions of Alamigo. Since then, the guild has greatly expanded its armories to include a variety of weaponry, such as the throwing javelin. Right. Yeah, by the way, I downloaded archives of all the old stuff on the old official website, and I was reading it, and you know, they have newsletters on there talking about how 15 years ago Alamigo got attacked and stuff. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, remember, where we are in the timeline here is 5 years before all that 2.0 stuff. Okay, Pugilist won this one. I'm happy to see that. We want to throw some chakrams, because Monk has absolutely no range in 2.0. Not any. So then we can pick our gods, and I think this does stuff this time. Helone, mover of glaciers, goddess of war, is the guardian deity of Ishgard. That's funny. They've got that ice thing in there with Ishgard, even though it's not icy at all in this game. She commands the element of ice and is associated with the first moon of the Eorzean calendar. Helone is the daughter of Rhalga and a bitter rival of Nothica. She's most often depicted as a relentless warrioress, armed with a bronze great shield. Her symbol is the 3 spears. Oh, look at this! You get all their icons? So then there's Minfina. She's most often depicted as a maid carrying a round skillet. Her symbol is the full moon. Thaliak. Is this lore different now? Could I read this if I started in 2.0? She's most often depicted as a weaver, donning a white silken veil. Her symbol is the spinning wheel. I think this has gameplay impact this time. Does anyone have a recommendation for one of these gods to pick? Oh, I put Marauder twice. Did I? Oh, shit. Oh, I see. Well, whatever, guys. Anyone want to pick a god? Just fastest finger first. I'll pick this time. We won't poll for a god, because there's too many. First person in chat to pick a god. We have Halone, Menfina, Thaliak, Nymeria, Lalamanen, Oshon, Olthic, Nothica, Nolthal, Azima, Roga, or Bragor. What the fuck is... Oh, Bragot, sorry. Okay, people are saying Menfina. Okay, the lover. Someone in chat is saying spin, please. I can't spin the character, as far as I know, unless there's a UI button for it. And then I pick my name day. What is it? It's the 2nd? No, wait. It's the 2nd of the 12th. Next. Save character data. Oh, this is the same as in 2.0. This is weird. I'm expecting to be able to click and move these dialogue boxes, but I can't, right? I can't mouse them around. Slot 1, open. Character data save. Please be careful when selecting a world. Choosing a world with a low population may improve your gameplay experience. Okay, so here I've got Fernahuelis. I don't know what that is. I assume a part of the server configuration stuff that I set up just defaulted this. I don't know if that was a real world back in the day or what. It's the only one we can pick. There's 3 chocobos. I guess they display population. And it's low population because it's a population of 1. It's just me. Okay, what's our name, guys? Both name and surname must be between 3 and 15 characters in length. First is finger first for the first name first. As long as it's not too outrageous. No, an actual name, not Pretty Kitty or something. An actual name. Come on. If you can make it a reference to another part of FF, you get bonus points. I haven't planned this far along. Usually I would. Usually I'd have a name ready to go, but okay, we got Nashu. Okay, and now give me a surname, guys. Nashu of the Hildebrand story, I guess, here. Unitidus. No, alright, just a second name, guys, now. There we go. Faken. Oh, no! Oh, I just spilt my drink! Ah! It's okay. It's okay. We can mop it up. I knew that was going to happen. I've been messing about with it too much today. Oh. You know, I do love the idea of one day doing a montage of every time I've spilt a drink while in front of the goddamn mic. I keep doing it. It's because I get all energetic and I move a lot. Alright. Von Baelsar? Oh my god, lots of people trying it. No, I'm going to go with the first one, which I think was Faken. So Nashu Faken. There we go. Alright. Connecting to server. Oh, Selk would have been quite cool. I like that idea. Oh, please connect. Oh, I'm suddenly terrified it won't connect. Okay, it did. Alright, we've connected. Oh, and we just pick our town. We just pick it. Limsa, I guess I'll do a vote for this. This is going to have a huge impact. This is the one that matters the most, I guess, here, guys. Where do we start? And once again, this is the last choice now. You guys can pick this. Limsa, Uldar, or Gridania. Which obviously we already did with 2.0, but it will be different, guys. Remember, no loading screens, full open world. Limsa Laminsa. And look, they've got the I'm going to call it Spearing script. I don't know what it's actually called. On the southern coast of the Isle of Vilbrand, under the shadow of ancient cliffs, worn by the relentless onslaught of the Rotano Sea, lies the maritime city of Limsa Laminsa, said to be blessed by Lamelin, the goddess of navigation. The city spans countless tiny islands, connected by bridges of iron and wood, and has been dubbed by the Navigator's Veil by travelling bards who have espied her beauty from afar. Now, by the way, guys, you remember in my 2.0 playlist, I showed you the benchmark, the original benchmark? That had the Limsa opening cutscene, which I think we might see again here. But you remember that cutscene? It's on the boat, and the thing jumps over the boat and all of that. I think we actually go onto the boat this time. The nation is a thalassocracy, with power lying in the hands of its leader, the Admiral. Its economy is driven primarily by shipping, but boasts lucrative shipbuilding, fishing, and smithing industries as well. To maintain the safety of its maritime routes, the city employs a formidable navy known as the Knights of the Barracuda. Even so, pirate bands run rampant in nearby waters, reaving and pillaging. Man, I just got the new MMO feeling as I was reading that. There's nothing quite like a new MMO, is there? Or a new big RPG. It's just such a thrilling, exciting thing. Oh, I'm so ready for a new RPG right now. I'm basically going to pour all those energies into Path of Exile 2. Coming out next week, guys. And I'll be streaming it. Gridania. In the eastern reaches of Aldenard landmass, home to vast, dense woodlands and coursing rivers, lies the forest nation of Gridania. The cityscape is a mosaic of labyrinthine waterways and great wooden structures, so gracefully constructed they seem a part of the surrounding environment. The Gridanian emphasis on natural harmony has led to preeminence among Eorzea's city-states in trades such as forestry, agriculture, carpentry, and leatherworking. Gridania is also home to the Wood Whalers, a militant band of polearm-wielding sentries charged with the protection of their homeland. The favoured goddess of the citizenry is Nofika, the matron, but great faith is also placed in the wisdom of the Seedseers, young oracles who guide the nation based on the will of the forest's elementals. And lastly, the desert land of Uldar. The bustling commercial hub of Uldar sits amid the desolate desert landscape of southern Aldenard. Oh, you notice how they haven't used the word like Thanalan there, right? And they never talked about the Black Shroud. They did mention Vilbrand, I guess. Organised around a central dome-shaped citadel. The city's towering fortifications and protective outer walls serve as stark deterrent to would-be besiegers. Visitors from every corner of Eorzea travel to Uldar to partake in the city's recreation, notably the famed fighting arena and gambling hall. Can we participate in those in this? Uldan culture is known for its affluence, and the wealth of the nation comes in large part from abundant mineral resources and cloth crafting industry. Though it is the Sultana who claims sovereignty, true power is wielded by the Syndicate, a council sat by 6 of Uldar's most elite and influential. Oh, really? There's only 6 of them. How do we know all their names? Lolorito, Teleji Adeleji. Who else? Nalthar was the nation's patron deity, and the 2 great halls devoted to his 2 aspects lie in the east and west of the city. I didn't even really know that about that. Alright, so Limsa got the top votes. I like that idea, because we didn't do much of Limsa in the other playlist, did we? Supposedly, Gridania is really fun to explore in 1.0, because it's a giant maze. Really? Well, let's see. Look, guys, this may not be the only character we make. I have no fucking idea what's about to happen. I don't know whether we get the intro cutscene. I don't know whether there'll be NPCs around when I land, because I don't think the server build I've got's done that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the commands that I'll need. This introductory episode might nearly be over. I don't know. Ready, guys? We are Nashu Faken. That's the 1.0 character creation. Let's do it. Imagine if I got this far and I didn't know that my mic wasn't working. Oh, the little loading screen thing down there is different. Oh, you guys can't see it, actually. Oh, God, you can't see what I can see. That concerns the hell out of me. I can see a loading screen, and it says now loading down here. You guys just see, like, a black grey screen. You don't see it. It's not streaming the game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's mess with some settings here. Why would it stream everything but the game? Let's try and capture third-party overlays. No. I'm still here. We're still here, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Allow transparency off. No, it's not that. Bizarre. We could do it with display capture. Maybe. Yeah, display capture will probably work. But I'll have to, like, fiddle with it. So hold on. Just give me a second, guys. I can do this. You just have to hold on a second here. So on the left, we want something like... Just trying to set up a crop here, that's all. We want, like, 30. No, we want, like, 60. No, we want 100. No, we want, like, 120. Oh, this is going to be ugly, though. Oh, but only for this episode. Okay, that's good. And then on the right, I just want to prop in another, like... let's go to 420, 450, 470. Okay. And then on the bottom, we can actually pull out a little bit. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Okay, guys. That's bizarre. You guys can hear it, right? You hear the game, at least. So there we go. This is the client. This is what I've got. Oh, and it feels very frame lost. Oh, no, actually, it feels alright. Oh my god, this is weird. Oh my god. Okay, so what have we got here? We are a pugilist, level 1. I've got the pugilist icon at the bottom. For some reason... Oh, I can expand the XP bar. Okay. That's interesting. So we need 570 XP to level up. Jesus. Oh my god, okay, there's a first... Oh, one thing I noticed, yeah, is the camera is, like, quite different in this. So, like, when I zoom in, that's the first-person camera clipping in. But I noticed, I watched a video very briefly, when you, like, right-click a character or speak to them... Oh god, how does this work? Okay, space opens chat. Oh, I can't speak to this guy. Maybe it's that he has no dialogue hooked up. Oh, no, there you go. Okay, I had to double-click him. But look at that. Look how smooth that camera lock-in was. I thought that was really cool. Oh, and it's weird. As I try to mouse away, it's, like, slowly swinging back. They say the seas around Limsa are guarded over by a goddess called the Navigator. If her temper's as bad as this accursed storm, I'd say we're all doomed. Oh, we didn't get the cutscene, though. Where was the original cutscene? Or maybe it's after this, actually. I think we're supposed to have watched that benchmark cutscene first. Maybe not. You say you heard a voice singing sweet somethings in your ear now, did you? Well, I've heard nothing of the sort. Perhaps all this brine has started to pickle your brain. Did we? Yeah, I guess the cutscene features the destruction of the boat, so maybe not actually. So I can click myself as well, which is kind of annoying. Oh god, what happens there? When I click myself, I get... Cycle action bar. Oh, are these my skills? Pummel. Hand to hand. Recast time 10 seconds. TP cost 1,000. Oh, of course. Yeah, look, there's my TP bar. Delivers a melee attack. Damage increased when executed from in front of the target. Oh, so they don't just have rears and flanks. They have, like, frontals. Damage increased when in front. So hold on, as a pugilist, was I, like, spinning around hitting them? Most important question, can I jump? Good question. If spacebar is opening chat, how do I jump? Well, hold on. If I hit escape... Oh, no, I can't... Escape isn't doing anything. But what about these buttons down here? View the particulars of target character, such as gear and Grand Company allegiance. View the bazaar of targeted character. Repair equipped gear of targeted character. That's still a mechanic. Carry out materia melding on behalf of the equipped targeted character. Invite targeted character to trade. Invite a character to your party. Invite a character to your link shell. You have no unused attribute points. What are these down here? Click to open the main menu. Okay, that's what I want. Oh my fucking god, it came up on the right. Attributes. I'm not gonna lie, guys, there's gonna be a lot of this. Just me being fascinated with random shit that was in the game. I have 0 strength, 0 vitality, 0 dex. Do I get mouse? Does it tell me on mouse over? It does. My current intelligence rating. This attribute affects magic potency, hand to hand. Is this like Diablo? When you level, you actually put the points in each thing? I'll let you get the elemental. These got removed in Stormblood, I believe. I never played the game at this time. My current elemental rating for fire. This attribute primarily affects your defense against fire-based attacks and the amount of shards yielded through gathering. Wow. Yeah, in 2.0, in my inventory, they have like the shards there, don't they? So as you level the elemental attribute, it affects like the loot you get. My rating for water, same thing, water-based attacks. Then there's lightning, wind, earth, and ice. They're very Final Fantasy elements. My overall attack power, my combined rating, my overall defense, my overall magic attack, my overall healing, magic accuracy, enfeebling magic. What the fuck is enfeebling magic? Is that like debuffs? Like if I have vulnerability or weakness or whatever? You kind of like the side menu? So do I. I kind of like it as well. Oh, there's no jump. Really? There's no jump. It was added later. Damn, ARR was the Guild Wars 2 of FF. No, the Guild Wars 1 of FF, you mean? I didn't know that. There was no jumping. The old producer or director said MMOs don't need it. I mean, to be honest, I kind of agree. It just depends how mainstream you want your MMO to be. Because, I mean, I disagree in a lot of other ways, you know. Having come from Guild Wars 1 and knowing that era and knowing that with all the things you could talk about with that game, to critique it and analyze it and have conversations about it, that a good 75% of those conversations was dominated by people saying, you can't jump, so I don't want to play. I think that says a lot, right? It says that you really should have jumping. That's mad. The problem with the UI was the responsiveness and how it was not friendly for keyboard and mouse, but they patched it as much as they could. Yeah, and this is the final patch version, right? So then I got classes. There's a classes tab. Oh, this is like in the game today, right? Sort of. Right? You've got your disciplines of the land over here. So what was it? It was gladiator, pugilist. We read these: marauder, lancer, archer. Down here there were only 2 mages. There was only the Conjurer and then the Thaumaturge. That was it. And look how much there was of this. Carpenting, blacksmithing, armoring. Armoring? Is that a thing in the modern game? Is armoring a thing? If it is, I'm so... like, this is a part of the game I've never played. Goldsmithing, leatherworking, weaving, alchemy... culinarian, and then you got miner, fisher, and botanist. Yeah. Key items. There's a key items tab. What the fuck? Oh god, this UI is weird. Look at this. I have to. Oh, that's so slow. Honestly, it's amazing, isn't it? Good MMO design. A lot of it is on the UI. You learn a lot looking at shit like this. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, grand companies. I'm not in one. Timer for content such as quests, leaves, behests, and instant raids. What the fuck? What's a behest? Oh, armor it is in it. Okay. Okay, fair enough. What happens if you use the arrow keys? Oh, well, you must just have a little bit of delay. What the heck is a behest? That's not in the game these days, is it? Alright, so that was the attributes menu. Let's see the gear menu. Oh shit, I've really got to get close to the monitor here. You got to remember, I'm on a 2K monitor. This is just a little monitor for me. Okay, so general attributes, we already saw that, right? It's just sort of... it's just showing me... I can't move them! Oh my... You really can't move it. Oh shit, there's stuff in the middle as well. I didn't even realise. It's all just locked on that spot. I like this little, the banner under the, when you click this bit, the sort of the underline effect. Also, the colours are cool. You know, I don't really like the green in the modern game, but I kind of see how it's inherited from this, and it feels quite cool. So I can repair gear. Request repairs for your equipped gear from another player character. You must have the necessary gil, which is determined by the gear's item level and repair materials. Request repairs. Oh, dark matter was a thing. I've still never even really messed with this in the modern game. Request. Could not find script for actor repair order command. This command can only be performed in passive mode. Now, whether that's just because it's a private server or it's how the game was, I couldn't actually tell you on that one. Okay, so I started with a weathered horror. Oh yeah, I'm holding them. Damage, delay, and DPS. Oh god, how do I... There we go. The weapon's auto attack power. What the fuck is delay? That's just how long before I can attack, each interval. Yeah. And then DPS is the summation of the two. Damage divided by delay, I'm sure that is. Crafted by goldsmiths. And then I'm in fully weathered gear. Can I take it off? How would I do that? Click to cancel slot selection. What are the slots? Oh, this has a belt slot as well, doesn't it? Yeah, there it is. Belt slot, not that. Oh, this is weird. No pouch, I guess? That's a pouch. That's my throwing weapon. Oh, shit. So you had a weapon, and then you had a whole separate slot for your throwing weapon. Your, like, ranged thing? And then there's this is like my jewelry, right? So you got earring, sorry, ears, neck, wrists, right finger, left finger, throwing weapon, pouch, pack. So what is the pack? Does that give me bigger inventory? Again, I just got the MMO feeling there, mousing over these. The new MMO feeling. It's just cool, isn't it? Like a new RPG. We have nothing equipped in our hands, and nothing in our offhand either. Okay. Right, well there you go. That's the equipment screen. Action and traits. Holy, the FPS is struggling here, but we'll see when we get into options. Here's all the monk buttons, guys. Pummel, damage increased attacking from the front. Featherfoot. Greatly increases evasion and restores MP when an attack is evaded. End effects upon invasion or after a certain period of time. Pounce. Delivers a melee attack. Chance to inflict stun when executed behind. Second Wind. Gives me some hate. That's the first skill that I recognize from the modern game. Second Wind. That's in the new game. It has a totally different icon. In fact, can I just say... Big win for 1.0. Look at the art. I know that the icons are tiny and almost imperceptible, but it's a consistent art style for the class icons. The modern game is just terrible. The 2.0 like class icons, they're just all over the place. It's like a kid just throwing random shit at the wall, just scribbling around with crayons or whatever. This all looks really good, doesn't it? Oh, there's another one I recognize. Okay, concussive blow. Delivers a melee attack. Chance to inflict blind when executed from the right or the left. I guess that's what they used to call flanking, right or left. And it's a combo as well and does more damage if I combo. TP costs 1,500. Jesus Christ. Blindside. Makes your next weapon skill a crit guaranteed if executed behind. Can only be used immediately after evading an attack. Haymaker. Chance to inflict stun. Oh, that's cool. So you evade and then it procs and if you hit it. Fists of Earth. Converts your attacks into earth attacks and grants a bonus to physical defense. Effect ends upon... This is a totally different game. This is totally different. I mean, they talk about the homogenization of classes and the removal of mechanics and stuff in FF, and the focus is more on bosses rather than class design now. But holy shit, this is totally different. Like, think about how consistent Guild Wars 2 is from launch till today. Yeah, the specialization system's a pretty big difference, but at its core, it's basically the same, right? It's, do you spend points or just get 3 lines? Guild Wars 2 is extremely similar. The attributes are the same. Most of the gear sets are the same. Wow. Fist of Earth kept existing until Shadowbringers. Sucker Punch. Deliver a melee attack. Restore MP when executed from the left or the right. Oh my god, so I have to, like, balance MP and TP. I wouldn't know how to play this at all. Deliver a melee attack. And dispel an effect on the combo bonus. That's Demolish, guys. Old Demolish. Demolish, I know, it's a rear that puts a dot on them, but now even that's changed. It's a rear that gives you, you know, your next little orb and lets you rotate back through to, like, this doesn't even have, like, a stance, right? It's not curl stance or oppo or whatever. Fists of Fire. Convert my attacks into fire attacks. And give me more attack power. MP is consumed while it's active. So this is like a stance, right? Aura Pulse. Deliver a melee attack to nearby enemies. So that one's an AoE. Chance to inflict slow. Holy shit, slow. It's haste in this. It's slow and haste in this. Temporarily focuses the target's attacks on you. I get a taunt. As a monk, I get a taunt. Really? Howling Fist. Deliver a melee attack. Accuracy increased when executed from a flank. Comboed with Demolish will do more damage. So you want to go Demolish? I have no idea how I'd play this. Simian Thrash. Deliver a 9-fold melee attack with low damage. Combo action on Concussive Blow. Fucking hell, man. How does the skill bar work, though? The skill bar was so weird a minute ago. Then there's a... So wait, that's my class actions. What are my additional actions? Oh my god, these are the cross-class things, right? Look how laggy it is, by the way. You can see it loading the icons in as I click through the tabs. So this was in 2.0, right? This is like, if you level Marauder, you get these, don't you? Isn't that the thing? So these are all the Marauder buttons. I won't read all of these, because, I mean, I would if it was on my own, but I'll try to be respectful of your time. If anyone has any cool ideas, if there's anything anyone wants me to show off. But so these are the Marauder ones. These are the... Wait, what? What are these classes? That's Marauder. Oh, this must be Paladin. Paladin gets Berserk. Really? Skull Sunder. Oh no, this one's Marauder, sorry. I got them reversed. God's Bane is their final ability. It tells you what level you get them at as well. God's Bane is the level 50 ability. Goring Blade. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I'd recognize from the other Final Fantasies. Flash! I recognize Flash from Pokemon. Just thinking there, do I? Feint is still here, but it's only on Dragoon. They're the only ones. And it's an attack, apparently. Deliver a melee attack at high accuracy. Blood for Blood. Life Surge. Leg Sweep is there as well, but it's Dragoon only. Dread Spike. Absorb HP the next time physical damage is taken. Power Surge. Decoy? What the fuck are all these skills? Consume MP to evade a single ranged or magic attack. Oh, it's probably not as cool as I thought. Oh, Swift Song. Increase movement speed of all party members within range. Effect ends when enmity is generated by or against you. So that's Peloton, right? Why isn't it called Swift Song still? Swift Song is way better. Shadowbind. Quelling Strike. Bloodletter, that one's in it still. Combo action with Gloom Arrow. Okay, then we have these classes. I haven't even played these. Oh no, Conjurer I've played. Stone, Cure, Arrow. They're all the same. Deal earth damage. Chance to inflict magic evasion down. There you go. Cure is just straight up the same. Restore some HP. Arrow. Does wind, but has a chance to bleed. It's not a dot itself, but it bleeds. Protect! It's just called Protect this time. Why did they move away from some of this stuff with 2.0? Increases the defense of all party members within range of the target. It's an AoE. Cleric Stance. Increases potency of spells by 20% and reduces potency of healing spells. So Cleric Stance is like if you want to DPS more as a conjurer. Blissful Mind. Instantly reduces HP and gradually restores MP. Holy shit. So you can sacrifice health to get MP back on Conjurer? Raise! Raise is the same and the icon's very similar as well. It's weird. There's like extra trims, right? There's more stuff going on the skill icons. And they look consistent and good. Why did they remove this shit? Like, look, that icon, that raise icon, that is the same in the modern game, but it doesn't have the, like, flourish on it, or whatever we'd call it. The accent. Oh, look, Stone 2! And it's called Stonerer! Yeah, suck it, guys. You know, I'm using that Naming Way add-on, which makes it called Stonerer for my Let's Play. But look, this is authentic. Deals earth damage, increased damage, and conversion to single target. Chance to inflict heavy. What does conversion to single target mean? Stone Skin. Create a barrier around the target that prevents a fixed amount of damage. Cura. See? Cura's there. Sacred Prism. Increases the cast time to grant your next cure, Cura, Regen, Azuna, or enhancing spell an area of effect. Oh, so you cast Sacred Prism, and that buffs your next single target spell and makes it AoE. Shroud of Saints. Temporarily reduces enmity by half, and gradually restores MP. Arera. Deal wind damage. Curaga is in there. The final ability was called Repose, and it's just sleep. That's amazing, right? Repose was the final ability. What? By the way, traits. I'm really curious about these traits. Okay, but then finally, Black Mage here, or Thaumaturge as they called it. Thunder. Parsimony. Reduce MP cost of your next spell by half, and get MP back. Parsimony. Blizzard is there. A chance to inflict heavy. Heavy is what they called one of the stats in 12. Necrogenesis. Restore HP when you cast a spell. Fire, there it is. Jesus, you have to get to level 10 for fire. Dark Seal. Increases magic accuracy of your next cast. Thundara. Resonance. Increases the range of your next cast. Blizzara. Blizzara has a chance to blind. Sanguine Rite. Restores your MP in proportion to damage taken. And your casts cannot be interrupted while this is active. Oh shit, you get interrupted while casting? Fear is there. Excruciate. Gradually increases critical rate of spells. The effect ends upon landing a crit. Sleep is there, so Black Mages get sleep as well. But at a lower level. Thundaga. And Fireaga. Fireaga was the last one. This is wild, man. It's so weird to think, right? Guild Wars 2 released. I could have installed this shit and played it and done videos on it after Guild Wars 2 came out. You know. Alright, so then traits. So I'm a monk, right? I'm a pugilist. So my traits are all pugilist traits. These you can't cross-class, I guess? By the way, why does it say additional actions 4 out of 5? Oh, can I slot? How does this work? I don't know how that works. The only skill I have right now is Pummel, which is increased damage when attacking in front, so I can just, like, brain off with it, basically, which is the... But yeah, traits. At level 8, I get more attack power. Then I get enhanced evasion at level 12. More accuracy. You don't pick traits, you don't slot traits, I guess. It's the same as the modern game. Enhanced second wind makes second hit wind stronger. Enhanced blindside. Enhanced featherfoot. Enhanced fist of the earth. What about grease lightning? I thought grease lightning was a thing. It's not. The final trait is swift taunt. Reduces my taunt recast time by 15 seconds. I gotta say, guys, just as a little note about Dawn Trail in the modern game. Obviously, there's level 100 now, and they're very concerned about more skills. Bloating skill bars too much and stuff. And they've said they want to do dramatic stuff and maybe even look at materia. I would be so down for some kind of a big... Like, this is really captivating, isn't it? Some kind of a big shake-up. 2 hours in, we get off the boat. No, it'll be 2 hours in, the game crashes. I mean, look, this is... Oh, I could move that. Hold on. I mean, to a certain extent, this is what this playlist is going to be. I can move this one. Point allotment. 0 out of 90. 40 points remaining. Oh, I have points. Oh, shit. But what if I mess up? Okay, I put a point into strength. So I've got 10 in all attributes right now. As a pugilist, what should I do, guys? Should I do dexterity? This attribute permanently affects accuracy, block rate, parry, archery damage, and ease of fishing. What? Dexterity affects ease of fishing. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Big job reworks coming in 8.0, yeah. Your current strength. This attribute affects the ease of botany for strength. It says that improves hand to hand. It says strength is hand to hand, so I guess I'll assign all of them? I don't know. I mean, what should I... Vitality, maybe? This attribute affects defense, enhancement, magic potency, maximum HP, axe damage, and ease of mining. Wow, so hold on. If you were a marauder, you could just dump it all in vitality and get loads of health and hit really hard with your axe. I'll do like 20 points there and like... So it caps at 90, it looks. I'm really scared that by not doing dexterity, I'm going to be missing constantly. Also block and parry rate. I'll do 10 into dex, I guess. Not that it matters right now, because I don't have any enemies spawned. Alright, apply. Oh shit, there was a tooltip there and I didn't read it. Confirm allotment of attribute points. Please be warned that allotment cannot be undone once confirmed. Oh. But now I'm reapplying, apparently. Weird. Did it not save it somehow? It can only be performed in passive mode. Hold on, I might need to... How do I put my weapon down? Click to open an interface for using emotes. Wow, there's a lot of emotes. Can I... So wait, if I do slash upset... Did that work? No? These should all work. Slash kneel? No, I think it's because I still got my weapon out. Toggle the display of text help for all actions. Yeah, I would like that, please. I would like that. So that's the main menu. Oh, there you go. Active and passive modes. Aha! I did it. Aha! Oh. Oh. Can I just randomly emote? What should we try? Slash... cheer. Cheer is my go-to in all games. Okay, cool. So my skill bar is 9 skills. And it looks like that is bound to 1. Oh, do you know what? Here, let's do this as well. Well, here's my inventory. Let's have a look at this. It's very classic FF as well, isn't it? The UI. Like with the backing and stuff. You can do an UI a bit like this in 2.0. Nobody ever really uses it as far as I can tell. So you got an items inventory, a crystals inventory, a bazaar. What the hell is the bazaar? A list of items currently in my bazaar? Is that like what I'm selling at a retainer? Melding requests? Loot? A list of items in my loot list. A number will be displayed here when there are items. And currencies. I have 7 out of 200 slots filled. The items have Spirit Bond at 100%, and they got the little bars on them, I guess, which represents that. What's in my journal? Quests, 0 out of 16. Regional leave quests, 0 of 8. Local leave quests, 0 of 8. Oh, here we go. So look, you got current quests, MSQ. Side quests, Maelstrom, Twin Adder, Immortal Flames. Oh, and there are class quests. Look. Warrior, Monk, White Mage, Black Mage. Wait. These are jobs, not classes. Sorry, I'm realizing now. I need your help, chat. There's something fundamental that I didn't realize here. So jobs were added during 1.0, were they? During the Calamity patches. I was under the impression that jobs were a 2.0 thing. But no, there's jobs in 1.0 here. Wow. I didn't realise that. Sorry, so I misspoke about 10 minutes ago. Jobs were added towards the end. Holy shit. So wait, when I was looking at all my skills there a second ago, those were just pugilist skills. There were monk ones and stuff. And there's quest lines as well. There were quests for them? Look, there's gladiator stuff here as well. So wait, there was probably only a period of a few months or weeks, right? In real life time where people could really enjoy these jobs before it all went away. Because they only got added towards the end. Now that's pretty interesting. The most odd thing about 1.0 is that it looks much closer to normal FF games, and ARR looks like a random MMO. You're right, yeah. I think ARR took some steps back with the UI. It's funny because everyone's criticizing the UI, right? And I get it from a usability standpoint and the lag and all that, right? I get it. It's not a good UI. But in terms of style and coherency, in terms of like brand and just like how it looks and feels, this is really good. I think that the 2.0 UI sucks. God damn. Okay, so... Alright, well that's quests and the journal. Achievements! This isn't too dissimilar to the current achievement UI. What are achievements? Achievements are meritorious deeds accomplished by fulfilling certain conditions. Some achievements award items and titles, which can be obtained by speaking to the NPCs related to those achievements categories. Really? So there's NPCs associated with achievements, and you go speak to them to get the achievement rewards. Oh look, there's achievement points! Remember, this all predates Guild Wars 2 by 2 years. So they had AP in. What are achievement points? Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe the achievement system only got added later, I don't know. Each time you get an achievement, you'll be awarded achievement points. Your current achievement point total can be found in the upper portion, yeah. And can I display that to other players? Battles. None of it's unlocked. But they got battle achievements, character achievements, currencies, items, synthesis, gathering, materia, quests, seasonal events. Oh shit! Can I like run commands to turn on like Halloween and stuff? Dungeons, exploration, and grand company. Okay, then there's a search. What is this search? Oh, this is like Party Finder, right? Search conditions. Online status. Seeking party online in a party. All classes. Wait, these are my settings. So, oh, I can declare my language. Japanese, English, French, or German. I can search according to a level. Searching. Well, it's not going to find anyone. Oh my god, what if it found someone, guys? That would be some Herobrine shit right there, wouldn't it? That would be some... I find all those kind of backroomsy games so tacky. I've been playing a game called Nuclear Nightmare at the moment. Is the sort of Halloween-y horror game of the moment right now, which isn't too bad. But so many games are just like so cheesy. There's a lot of like really dumb Minecraft mods around Herobrine as well that just look so silly. Party, recruit or search. If I click recruit, my purpose can be to do quests. My purpose could be to fight primals or nail Vandanus. So that must mean trials, right? Did they not codify the name trial? That must be what that is, right? Instance raids? Beast tribes strongholds? What's a stronghold? Is that one of the, like the open world dungeon type things? Hamlet defense? Caravan escort? Skirmishes? Notorious monsters. Now those are notorious monsters. I think is what they call the fates in Eureka in 2.0. Well, not 2.0, 5.0 or whatever it is. Right in the modern game, if you play Eureka, which is like a game within a game, they call the fates. Yeah, they spoil it, right? The final boss is Nail. But what was a notorious monster in 1.0? I'm so happy that someone at least in chat here seems to play it and has a lot of knowledge about it. Artifact armor. Behests. There's behests again. Leveling, regrouping, seeking invites. Oh, here's all the locations. Limsa, Camp Bearded Rock, Cedarwood, Camp Skull Valley, Camp Bald Knoll, Camp Bloodshaw. Aleport. Shoshapo. Cassiopeia Hollow. Ugamoro Mines. Turtleback Island. Loxley. Gridania. Humble Hearth. Camp 9 Ivies. Camp Emerald Moss. Tree Speak. Crimson Bark. Turning Leaf. Tranquil. Hertzmill. The Muntoy Cellars. Uldar. Oh, it's really, really striking me right now that this is an MMO with a lot of content. Holly Tally! I know that that's a dungeon. Camp Blue Fog! Can I go mine some cobalt there? Would that be the same if I went there? Natalan Riven Road? Jagged Crest Cave? Castrum Novum, that's where you fight Nail, isn't it? Camp Crooked Fork. Conditions. And I can ask for a class or a job. It does feel very clunky, a lot of the UI already. I can sort of feel it, you know. Yes, I'd like to click the X, please. Okay. So social lists, friends list or blacklist. And on my friends list is test 2. I'm not sure who that is or what that is. Oh, test is on the blacklist and test 2 is on the friends list. Linkshells? I don't belong in one. Retainer list. I don't have a retainer. So is this already after they removed the path companions? Right? I guess that's... Oh, the map! Oh, this bit will be cool. Holy shit, it's really weird. What the I'm in game, but the map is like... Whoa. Okay, shop for beginners is a shop with a star on it. Repair Linkshell Monger. A Linkshell Monger? So you buy link shells from them, do you? Retainer counter? Hamlet. So a hamlet is just the name of like a little outpost or settlement, I guess. There you go, the original map of Eorzea, guys. And I can't zoom in or out of it. That's it. If I zoom, it's the actual game in the background. And this grid box effect is awful as well, by the way. Well, maybe it's not awful. Maybe it's useful. Because I can say, oh, I want to be in... let's meet up in cell 883 or something, you know. I can't click any of these to zoom in. You can see how this turned into the UI it eventually became, right? Lanosia. Oh, and I can't see any of the mini-maps because I guess I haven't been to them. Kurthis is a full-blown region. Only maps of attuned aetherites can be selected, it says. Okay, now how do I close this? Okay, like that. Okay. NPC Linkpearls. What the hell is an NPC Linkpearl? Sorry, a Linkpearl is like a chat room, isn't it? So what, can I be in a chat room with Y'shtola? I think we'll meet her when we go out of this door in a second. Teleport. Oh, I might be allowed to do that. I don't know. I don't want to leave the boat, so I'm not going to test that yet. Return? Oh, that will teleport me back to my home point. Support desk. Testing FAQ 1. Testing FAQ. Here is a giant body. Nothing else to say. This is obviously part of the... Here is a giant body. Nothing else to say. Okay. And then configuration. Right, okay, so now we can finally set this up. So what do we got here? We have macros. This, I assume, is going to be just like FF11. It's actually very similar to the modern game. Oh, while holding control, these ones proc. While holding alt, these ones proc. Oh, weird. So I do a macro, and then on the line, you do whatever. Yeah, okay. I can't assign an icon, though. Oh, I can assign an icon. Oh, and they're all different. And look, they look consistent. They look cooler than the new ones. Is this just new recency bias, though? But look at that. I think macros were a big part of 11, so it makes sense that they're here. Camera. I can invert the axis. I can up my field of view. Oh, look, they have little images there to show you. Narrow or widen it? Oh, what the fuck? You know, I'm watching a Let's Play at the moment where FOV at a high level is not what you'd expect it to be. It's reversed, and it's the same here. So max FOV is off on the left. Min FOV is on the right. Vertical camera position, up or down. Camera speed, I'll leave. Lock on camera range. Narrow or wide? Oh, and the event NPC camera lock you can turn off. I really like that feature, and I think they've done it really well in this one. The 2.0 version is not as good as this one. It says camera audio. Oh, the character versus screen thing is there still. Dolby Pro Logic, guys. It's off. I'll leave it off, I guess. Keyboard. Accept, confirm. Move anchor left. Move anchor up. What? Previous tab, shift tab, movement. Oh, I like these tabs actually. These are quite useful. Forward, back, strafe left, strafe right. Walking mode is X. Auto run is R. Well, I usually have tab for auto run, and well, whatever. We won't mess with this too much. Camera binds, targeting binds. Oh my god, a lot of these look like Guild Wars character binds, don't they? Holy shit, it looks almost identical actually. Main menu. Just keybinds for all that stuff. Chat. Yeah, look at that, guys. Open chat is space. Wild. Reply. If I get a whisper, I will freak out. I know we're a little bit after Halloween now, but ooh. Browse Bazaar. Loot list. And then fixed keys. What the hell is a fixed key? List of keys that cannot be freely mapped. Oh. Okay. Chat specific keyboard. Off or on? Toggle keyboard settings designed for use with a gamepad. Enabling will lock key mappings. Text colors. I guess this will be, yeah, this is like what we have. You can change the name of the NPCs and stuff. Target settings, target type A, B, or C. I read a patch note where it said they added these. Auto lock. I'll just leave all of these. Display names. I'll leave those. And then system. This should be graphics stuff, right? Yeah. And I already maxed this out by going into a config. Oh, it's locked at 60 FPS. That might be why it feels juddery. You couldn't even put it at higher than 60. Damage display on. Action reselect cancel. Action bar display. Yeah, I'd like to see my action bar, please. Okay, there you go. We've done it, guys. We did it. We've looked at all the UI. That's a UI tour. And to be honest, I'm not even remotely ashamed at how long that took. That was fucking awesome. I had a lot of fun with that. Wait, what's this? Open an interface for using items. You have no usable items. Oh, so it's like a little bar there for if I have consumables. And then here's all the emotes. And these should work now. Oh my god, did you see the lag on that? What's this thing? Oh, when I click that, will I stop sitting? Oh my god, I will. Weird. Fire dance. Is this in the modern game, is it? I think it probably is. Salute, wave, expressions of will. It's weird how they categorize these, right? No. So you got emotes, enemy signs. Attack this target, focus this target, general mark, and then ally signs. Holy shit, watch my HP, watch my MP. Do you know what? I really like the idea of someone coming to this at some point one day, and they'll see this little bit of UI, and they'll be like, and they'll get some weird nostalgia because they will have forgotten about it. I need enhancing magic. I am enfeebled. Good, bad. It's like the PvP quick chat, you know, you're not allowed to actually talk in this game because people are too toxic. Click to toggle lock UI. Oh, because I can move that around anywhere I like. Okay, and then for chat, we've got like a battle log up there as well. And then up here with the minimap. The minimap's weird, by the way. Look at this. It's very translucent. It's very faded in. I like the effect. And then what's this showing me here? What's this thing? Displays connection status. Green indicates a good connection. Yellow and red progressively indicates reduced quality. So it's my ping. I'm sending 44 and I'm receiving 8. And then we have time of day. What the fuck? There's so many moon phases. New moon, waxing crescent, waxing half moon, waxing gibbous. Or gibbous. And then the reverse, waning and full. The weather's clear, fine, cloudy, foggy, rainy, blustery, stormy, sandy, gloomy. I don't think all of those are in the modern game. Is blustery in the modern game? And then what are these? Current Eorzea time is 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Right, let's try and play. What does all mean? It's targeting mode, right? Let's see how many... By the way, the fact that there are NPCs here, the server has to populate this scene with all of these. And I wasn't expecting any of these to be here. I was expecting to be dumped in the open world already. So already, this is a big win. It might mean that the server build I've got is more advanced than I thought it was, which would be amazing, and it would mean that all of the Limsa story is playable. You heard a voice of sweet somethings in your ear? Yeah, the thing is, I feel like it skipped a cutscene. I don't know. Oh, it's very weird. You hear something, because I hear something. Something's going on up top, and that something ain't quite right. I'd go up and see for myself, but I don't want my adventuring days ending before they start. Why don't you go see what's afoot? Okay. Oh look, it's a prattling adventurer. It's like us, guys. Then it is set! Once we arrive in Limsa, we will make our way to the Adventurers Guild and find us a noble quest. One that will make us rich, of course. Ha 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 ha! You say you'd like to join us? I don't know. You don't look like the adventuring type. Well, not yet, maybe. We are at least a disciple of war. It's so hard to speak to NPCs because I've got to, like, double-click, but even that doesn't work. I heard Limsa is a filthy cesspool. Overridden with pirates and pillagers, wenches and wastrels. Heh. Sounds like my kind of town. What do we think about the dialogue? Oh, this is funny. They don't add the jumping in the game and immediately teach you that, basically, with this. You know, Varn couldn't jump. Tidus couldn't jump. Yuna could only jump at certain places. Lightning could only jump at certain places. It's all par for the course, you know, as far as FF is concerned of that era. This is really weird. I don't know what's going on. He might not have any dialogue. That might be it. Yeah, I think he just doesn't have any dialogue. Did he in the past? I don't know. Rotano C's known for being rough with the men who tread on her back. Why, every trip it seems we lose a few cars to her relentless wriggling and writhing. But worry ye not, I won't be letting her make off with our best rum. A barrel's bounty can't be borne away if it be in my belly. You say you heard singing? Well, maybe it was old Limmerlian laughing at us mortals seeking to trespass in her fair domain. Or maybe it was them silky-voiced sirens the people back in Limsa are fearing. I guess some places just ain't meant for an honest man. It's crazy, man. This would go down so well if they did re-implement this story in 2.0 or 8.0, 9.0, whatever you want to call it. You hearing something? Because I hear something. Something's going on up top, and that something ain't quite right. I'd go up and see for myself, but I don't want my adventuring days ending before they start. Yeah. Wait, we already spoke to him, didn't we? Sorry, guys. Shows how much attention I'm paying to the shit I'm reading. Let's try a bit of first person here. Oh, first person is really weird. Because A and D now, like, I have to use the strafe keys. Holy Hello? It's so weird, right? Like, the character models, they're so similar to what they are now. These seemingly endless sea voyages can truly drain a man's soul of its vim and vigor. Might offer you a drink to enliven your spirits. Sure, can I actually get one, though? This lanky traveller here, a very tall Elizon. Have you decided what endeavours you will undertake once you've arrived in Limsa Lominsa? That is, Unless you're on a sort of spiritual journey to become one with your inner self, in which case I assume you won't be doing much of anything. Remember, only you can give your life any meaning. That's good advice. That's advice I need around about now, I think, as well, actually. Thank you. The voluptuous vixen. I can't see how voluptuous she is in that thick coat. Oh, she doesn't want to speak to me either. There's a shadowy traveller over there. You speak to me as if I have something to say. Well, I don't, so be gone. Right. So, like, if you were trying to re-implement this stuff on the server side, do you have all the data for the dialogue and everything? Huh. From that blank look in your eyes, I would guess you're not too well travelled. Best scuttle over to that corner you were cowering in and go back to sleep. This is a bit like, you know, there's a big famous thing in the Tomb Raider scene. Alright, he won't speak to me either. Which is the Angel of Darkness. And the guys that remastered 1 to 3 have confirmed they're remastering Angel of Darkness, which is just insane. I'm so curious how that goes. I knew I should have taken to an inn room. One more bell against this rabble. The smell alone will do for me. And then she sniffs. It's heartening to know at least one of you practices proper hygiene. Thank you. I do my best. Okay, so we're good. So I believe I've read that you need to use a command. Yeah, shit. I did read that. An error has occurred. Alright, how long have we been going? 2 hours, 20 minutes. Alright, guys, I'm going to stop this episode here. I know, look, that's got to be the worst blue balls you can imagine if you're watching this live. I will be back tomorrow, same time, okay? And I will have it set up where this whole thing is playable. Like, seriously. Like, we can do the whole Limsa story at the very, very, very least. I think you're supposed to use a command to get through that door. And then with that, and then you're off. And I think you're okay. But I don't have that command to hand right now. So I'm going to have to figure out what that is. And I'm going to have to, like, basically build another server. But I will do it, guys. Yes, Corey is right. It's warp. It's exclamation mark warp. And then it's the zone and all that stuff. But I can set this up so this is playable. With NPCs to speak to along the way, all the cutscenes and everything. So look, guys, let's just call this episode 0, alright? This is an introduction to my 1.0 stuff. Join me next time, where we will play through. I think the whole Limsa story, by the way, is about an hour and a half to play. It's not that long. And there's a Gridania one, a Thanalan one, and then the Calamity patches. So yeah, I will leave that there. We didn't even get off the boat. We didn't get off the boat. But there you go. Did I play Little Big Adventure? Not the remake. No, I haven't played it. Sorry. Guys, thank you. To those of you who have been in chat, amazing. Thank you for all the help. If any of you want to collaborate with me and help with tech support or something like that between today and tomorrow, drop me a message on Discord anytime. This will just be a fun little series, a couple of episodes over this week. I will be back in 21 hours, something like that. And we'll go through the door. We'll do the whole thing. We haven't even, can I just say as well, we haven't even watched any of the cutscenes yet. And the cutscenes are really cool. The mocap on them is fantastic. They're beautiful. They're really, really interesting. But I have to look into that and I have to rebuild another one. So, yeah, we didn't even explore the whole boat. Yeah, we did one room. But we did the whole UI. And like Johnman said there, I'm glad you thought this was fascinating, because I certainly did. I had a lot of fun with this. That was fucking crazy. That was really cool. Thank you for watching, guys. Little bit of 1.0, and we'll continue with this next time and do the whole story. How big are the data files? The game is like, I can't remember, 40 gig, and then there's like 5 gig of patches that you've got to find as well. All right, thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Seriously, it's been fun as always. Take care of yourselves now. I'll try and do 2K for the next episode as well. I'll see how the UI and stuff works, because I'll get into the guts of it now, and I'll figure some things out. Thank you everybody. See you tomorrow. Take care, and have a good evening. Goodbye.